You are about to enter a zone like no other. A zone which is uncensored and unfiltered. Starring Noel Glynn with Cheryl Glynn. Also starring Teddy the Terrier. You are watching the official Tardis zone. Prepare yourselves. This will be a trip of a lifetime.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Tardis Zone Live. It will be a trip alright, but it'll be a boring one at that. My panelists will be joining me in due course. They've all received an email, so here we go. Here they all are coming up. I'm just switching to my earphones, so just give us a second because there's less of an echo apparently. Right. So, our first guest tonight, obviously channel regular, Blue Bonahoovian.
Hey guys.
And there she is. And of course, we've got our wonderful husband, Jason Scott. Welcome, Jason.
Hi.
Have I added you to the stream? I have.
Yeah.
There you go. It's a bit slow because we have an extra guest. And of course, we've got the rabbi from another planet. So we've got the regular panel here tonight. Hello, guys.
Hello.
And of course, he's becoming a regular on this channel. We've got the one and only Mega Geek.
Hey, man. What's going on?
Hey.
There he is. Okay. Right. I suppose I might as well do a brief synopsis. So during the episode, I was actually writing things down on Twitter. So basically, right, just give you kind of the simple version. Even though they ended up I have to say two things first. Twice in the episode, they explained the plot to us. Once in kind of animation form, and the second time, Jodie Whittaker was actually explaining everything onto the screen as well, which was quite weird. By the way, there was a scene in it that really, two scenes that really pissed me off. Number one, Graham was talking about his cancer to the doctor. We'll get into that to a bit later on, but I thought that whole dialogue was a bit cringeworthy. And Ryan's friend going to see a therapist as well. There was a mental health message shoehorned into this episode. So anyway, doctor drops off the companions. She gets something happens, and this bloke appears into our TARDIS. She traces the signal back to Aleppo in 1300 and something. Nobody gives a crap really. See the part where you see the creature's hand. That was the best part of the creature. When you got to see the full creature in CGI, it was actually awful in my opinion. The whole story, the whole premise of it was stupid. Two planets basically holding this demigod or something, if that's what it was, if I'm getting it right. These two gods, basically a guy and a female, and basically use their universe as a little playground, if that's what I'm getting, if that's what the vibe was. The two peoples from the two planets bounded together, basically put their two planets together to trap this one, but the other one got away, and then he uses Jodie Whittaker's doctor because she's an incompetent twat, like she always is. And by the way, she was incompetent in this to move the story along, because if she wasn't incompetent, the woman wouldn't appear. It was basically a load of shit. Right, that's all I have to say about it. A load of shit. I'm not even going to go into details. This isn't. Look, I'm at the stage now where I'm completely. I don't care. I don't care what he does in it. It keeps jumping from one. All the companions had dreams. By the way, yeah, this guy's fingers come off, and his fingers go into your ear, and he sucks out your nightmares. That's how stupid it was. We got a flash forward or flashback to the timeless child. By the way, I just want to add to that. I think that's a baby Yaz or her sister. It's definitely one of them. Because the same kind of hair. And she was on the roadside in one of our dreams. She was going to run away. She's on the Tardis. She ran away with the doctor. Don't know, there's a bit of a Time Lordy hint coming off Yaz, to be quite honest with you, or something. But to me, this was a pretty poor episode. I just didn't like it. Jodie Whittaker again, when she tried to be serious, no, she can't pull it off. That conversation she had with Graham about his cancer. Now, I know doctors are socially awkward, right? But even Peter Capaldi's doctor, even Matt Smith's doctor, if you remember the scene, and I want to bring this up as an example because I don't want the J-bots having a go at me. But when Amy told the doctor that she was pregnant, he was genuinely worried. When Graham was talking about the cancer, she was just there staring at him with that scrunch face, just looked at him, paused and says, I know I should come up with something smart here, but maybe I'll just work on the console for a minute and then I'll come up with something. Like, he was having a heartfelt moment right there. Oh, by the way, his wife makes an appearance as well. Why didn't you save me? But white man bad. Why didn't you save me? The creature was shite. The doctor was shite. Yaz was shite. I hate everything about this show. There's nothing that I have positive to say about it. Nothing at all. And Ryan is a plank, right? They're all, every single one. Listen, phase 1 of me plan has been enacted. Shut the fuck up. Right now, I am pissed off. You don't realise I am fucking really... See, Chris Chibnall, he is going to pay for this mess. He's going to pay for this mess. We're going to bring you down, mate. Because there's no way I am going through another series of this crap again. This was not good. And I'm sorry, even the newspapers are slating it right now. I'm after getting an article off someone, the Independent slated it. The Metro gave the fucking plot away yesterday. Bunch of twats.
Oh my God.
I'm done. I am
you
done.
Are?
Absolutely compiled. This is not Doctor Who. This is just, it's not even a shadow of itself anymore. This show, if this had any other name, we would be calling it fucking shit. Shit. You can't polish a turd, and in this case, you definitely can't polish this. And every time Chris Chibnall is part of a script, you can fucking say it because it goes to shit. I'm sorry, I'm angry, right? And I don't care. I am absolutely fucking pissed.
What does everybody else think of it, though?
Right, sorry, yeah. Actually, yeah, that's what we're here for.
Even the dog's angry.
Let him know. Don't be locking him in anyway. Right? He'll be fine. It's just because I raised my voice. I'll calm down.
Come on, what does everybody else think?
Yeah.
This was my favorite Jodie Whittaker episode.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, my God. Don't say that.
I thought there was a germ of like 20 minutes to half an hour where I didn't want to put my head in a meat grinder.
Did you know? I wanted to put my head in the freezer and leave it there because that would have been more entertaining. I'm sorry, Rabbi. I know, like, we normally agree on everything, but in this case,
Vive la différence. No, yeah. I honestly thought the villains were the villains demonstrated a knowledge of Doctor Who, which I quite like. They mentioned the toy maker, the Eternals, and the Guardians. This is what I think happened. It was written by Chibnall and this, I can't remember, Helen Sanger, the woman.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Do you not think that naming all those things off, like the Toy Maker, the Eternals, was just a bit of fan service and it was just thrown in there? I mean,
yes, I do, but I'm impressed they were able to do it. They haven't been able to do that as yet. Honestly, I think I was watching it, imagining any different Doctor in the story. And basically when he got to like the mental health, very, very, very awkwardly attacked on for the last 15 minutes at the end. Last 10. But everything up until everything after they got rid of the villains, which was like literally 10 to 15 minutes at the end. That everything before that, if you put any different Doctor in it, it would have been mediocre, which you haven't had before. In any other story that if you put a different Doctor in, it would still be an awful episode. This one could have been a better episode.
Yeah, but it didn't deliver. I mean,
no, it didn't. I agree.
The reason I'm saying that for a minute.
I think you're pulling at Anton now at this stage. I think that's where you've gotten.
Why I'm saying that, Noel, is because it's like with Moffat, everyone said, well, he uses love conquers all.
Yeah.
And they use the same whole thing about, this, I guess she was a nun. She conquered her fear and that's how it's going to trap them. And it just seems like
What? She was a nun.
just-
Whoa, who was that? Who was a nun?
Well, the late she looked like she had like a nun outfit on. I don't know if she was a nun.
Hang on. What's going on with Jodie Whittaker's face on me bleeding screen? You two, see you two. Oh, the emojis are up there. Don't be doing this to me. No. Very funny.
We were wondering if you were going to notice.
Money, mess. But look, I'm officially at the point where I don't care anymore now. I actually don't.
I want to tell you what I think.
Yeah, go ahead. Go on.
Okay, so basically what I thought was it showed promise. Just like the Rabbi, I think it showed promise. But it fell at the last hurdle, right? It really did.
That last 10, 15 minutes was just like awful soap opera that I didn't care about.
No. But the way she caught them was all done in 2 minutes.
Oh yeah,
that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah. No, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
It could have been something interesting. Yeah. But it was just like it's like there's this build up and then there's nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, but the question is this: what episode has come closer to being not awful?
This one has until they spoiled it.
Other than this one, what episode has become closer to not being awful?
None of them.
This is the best thing. I'm telling you, this is the best one they've done.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, Rabbi, it's not good enough, though.
Oh, no, I agree with you, it's not good enough.
I know you agree with me, but why shouldn't have to settle for this? This is still mediocre. It's still mediocre.
Absolutely.
With all due respect, Noel, there has been mediocre episodes with the Mock and...
Yeah, but but hang on, Mega Geek. I agree with you, but not on a consistent basis. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, you're right. No. You're absolutely right. But what I'm saying is that, I'm not defending this show whatsoever. But this one did show promise. I'm just highly, you know what I mean.
I know. I would agree, except for the end scene with it seemed like Holly Oaks, or honestly, Chibnall, just end it. He could have ended in like 10 minutes.
It was a half-hour episode. It's what it was. It was a half-an-hour episode.
Yeah, no, I agree. Totally agree. I mean, it's like they shoehorned all that stuff in at the ending about the, the depression and all that stuff.
And by the way, can I just say, someone that suffers from depression, which I do, I actually thought that was highly disrespectful, that scene, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
And it was shoehorned in, and anybody that says any different, and watch, it'll be praised because it brought up mental awareness. No, it didn't. It had 1 5-minute bloody scene, like, do you know what I mean? And a few references that the gaff was filthy and he wasn't looking after himself. That's you know what I mean? We didn't even know the guy, really. So where was the emotional attachment to him as well?
There was also
I thought it was Ryan's father at first. I was like,
I did too. I wrote that down that it was Ryan's father, and then I had to go back and change it.
No.
But there's no real danger in this one. Even when they were in danger, you didn't feel they were in danger. Oh no,
but I like the villain. I really like the villain. I like the second villain. I like both of. Here's my point. If you take this episode and you place it in like Capaldi's first year and replace the Kill the Moon, for example, you wouldn't notice a difference. You would be like, oh, it's a mediocre episode in a weak season.
Except what is it with Chibnall and body stuff on bodies? Like last time he had teeth, this time he has fingers. What crap's going on there?
It was. Here's my point in the writers' room when they came up with that.
Yeah. We've had mediocre writing for 2 years. Like, we don't need more mediocre writing. This writing should be improving. There should be an improvement. This is the second bloody series, for God's sake. This is not good enough. I'm sorry, it's not good enough. It's like, okay, if some people like the episode, fair enough. But I thought it was a shambles. I actually thought it was shambles. I was losing interest. Even Cheryl, who actually is less militant than me, when she was watching it, she was even looking at me and saying, I don't know what's going on here. And then that animation part that you just just put in, right? I know why that was put in. That was when, and do you know why? Do you know why I know? Because I'll tell you why. Those two characters were seen in the photograph that I actually put up on my YouTube channel and also my Facebook group a few months back when there was images put out. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think originally there was supposed to be Daleks in this episode, right?
You think?
This was around the time. This was around the time that Chris Chibnall and the Chaos in Cardiff happened, right? Now they probably couldn't think of something to do, so they shoehorned this whole thing to explain the plot.
So you know what? You know what? This
and then to the audience, because the audience that watch this are actually stupid.
So you know, this feels like a Pete Fatigue villain.
The plot explained to them, and this isn't Doctor Who. I want to figure shit out. Right? Yeah. I want everything explained to me, and then Jodie Whittaker to narrate what's happening. I don't want her to do that. She did it again this week, but then we got that little fucking cartoony animation crap. Jason, what do you think? Because you haven't said that tonight, bud.
Well, I agree with Rabbi. The main villain was good. Didn't like the second villain, his companion villain. Didn't care much for her. Basically, well, I mean, it's not even that. It's just when Graham has this vision, I'm like, you know, she's B grade actor. So it, like I always say, it takes good acting. But as far as the episode, this might pass for something if it's not Doctor Who and you didn't know anything about Doctor Who and it was a different show. You might, if you're really kind of look. I'm not putting. I mean, I can understand where Rabbi's coming from, because I think if this were another show and you were not expecting Doctor Who, maybe you could forgive some of what they've done. But as a Doctor Who episode, the expectations that come with that, I mean, I think there's some, like, for example, on the good side, there's some of the episode didn't take place on Earth, right? Sure. Okay, so that's on the good side. There was also we got to see a ship that we, you know, somewhere out in space. Okay. That was okay. And I have to say, I really liked the villain. I thought he added that was very nice. I like that a lot.
But why did he need to see? This is the thing, right? He is a good actor. We all know he's a good actor. But again, he wasn't actually in it that much either. He wasn't in it that too often. Like, he appeared in Ryan's mate's bedroom. He was appearing everywhere. Like, you'd see brief glimpses of him. He appeared in Tardis. And then he appeared, then he had that confrontation with Jodie Whittaker, and then they all had their little dream sequences or whatever, what was going on. Like, he was good. But he didn't need, you're right, I didn't like the female villain. He didn't need her. And by the way, she looks like, if I'm correct, she looks like the same girl. I could be totally wrong here. That was the Cyber Woman in Chris Chibnall's Cyber Woman episode.
Yeah, she looks very similar.
She looks like Storm from the X-Men.
Yeah, Storm.
Yeah. Listen, I you know, it's not great, but as I agree with the Rabbi, you know, it showed promise, and it really kind of fell on its face towards the ending.
But this is my point. After a year and a half, we're still looking for promise.
No one is looking for this show to be good. No one has that expectation. No one's going to go, like, before I watched this episode tonight, about an hour before I watched Matt Smith's first episode, the 11th hour, I was like, oh, God, if I'm going to watch Doctor Who, can I at least watch some good Doctor Who as well?
Yeah,
I love that episode.
It's just fantastic opener. And I wanted to watch it for a specific reason. Because what Matt Smith did in that first episode, and I had to watch it again to be sure, was that you can tell that he spent like 6 months to a year researching Doctor Who and building up the character. And you can see this respect that he has for the character, just signing through his performance. Whereas the Jodie Whittaker episode, you can see that it's the respect she has for herself, being the character. It's like, wow, I'm so great because I'm Doctor. It's absolutely the reverse of Matt Smith.
Yeah. Guys, let me know in the live chat, and I'll throw a few of you. And if you have any questions for the panel about tonight,
totally agree with you. 11 hours was brilliant. This one was rubbish, obviously. But there are some.
I'm sorry. If you take this villain and you can put this villain with other doctors, I think you got a good. You've got something good.
You know what? Right. The reason why we only had a little bit of the villain is because they put all that crap in. We didn't need that thing with Tolson Cole's friend. We didn't need that scene where Graham was playing cards with those people. That added nothing to the story. The only good thing about this one was we saw Yaz with her hair down, and she looked gorgeous. It's the only thing I can take away from this episode.
Without the makeup and all, when she was on the side of the road, even Cheryl said the same thing.
Yeah, she looks gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Well.
Yeah, she should have her hair down more often.
I said, there's no doubt about that. The only problem is she can't act. So, so I'm sorry. I mean, I've just gone past the point of caring about any of these characters. The only one that I felt sorry for tonight was Graham, the only character that I actually connected with tonight in the whole show. Especially when he was when Grace when Grace showed up and all. I didn't like that. Like, why didn't you save me? I was like, well, how could he bleed and save you? I had cancer, like
see, when you write a screenplay, right, you're told if you have something that doesn't connect to the story, that doesn't add to the story, there's no need for it to be there. And there were a lot of stuff in this story that had nothing to do with the main plot.
Right.
And they should have just got rid of that and then give the
I wasn't sure
time.
If I was watching Broadchurch or Doctor Who. I'm confused. It's like and the whole mental illness thing. There's a good way to do a good mental illness episode, and Vincent and the Doctor was a good example of that. That's how it's done.
That is
that was a great episode.
But it just seems to me that these people don't know how to write a good script. None of them in the writers' room know how to write a good script where pace and characters that matter belongs in the script, but they don't know how to do it, so it's always going to be crap, right? I reckon they were lucky on this one. They hit on a decent story and they failed abysmally. That's what I thought.
Totally. If this happened when the whole thing was going down in Cardiff, I can totally see that 20 minutes to half hour, which I think was enjoyable, written by Pete Matigue, and all the soap opera stuff written by I don't know, Chibnall at the end, or whoever the co-author was.
But you know what, right? It's still, I agree with Noel, it's still rubbish, and this show is never going to get any better. It's never going to...
No, it's done. I mean, it's until Chibnall and Whittaker go, it's over. Yeah, we just got none of this is real. This is all going to be flushed away in my head canon, and it's none of this is real, and I don't care about any of it. I think it's just all going to be washed away with the terrible ratings.
Yeah, but what made me laugh is that they said, right, let's take Earth, okay? Right, out of all the places on planet Earth, the biggest countries on planet Earth, they landed in Cardiff. They landed in Cardiff to take all the dreams. What the hell's that all about? They could have landed in Canada or Russia, which is the biggest country on the planet. Yet they landed in Cardiff.
He's already done that. He's basically blew the budget, so...
Yeah,
can't do any more of that.
We got Syria in this episode, Aleppo, by the way. Just to let the folks know at home. So we got another location.
That was a studio. That doesn't count.
Right.
Authentic as
supposed to be Aleppo.
One. No, the Dalek Master Plan. They were
CGI rendered or who's in a studio. I really don't care. I absolutely don't care. Don't care about Tony Whittaker, the Doctor. Don't care. It's actually making me it's making me
ill,
lose all sense of reality. No,
we've only got 3 more to go. You can push through it. 3 weeks to go. That's it. And then
the first phase of the plan has already been enacted anyway. For further details, people can text me privately. But just in case the J-bots think they're being a little bit smart, I won't be accepting any new requests to any me with Facebook groups. If there's want further details of what I'm planning, it's on my Facebook groups. Follow the instructions, and seriously, after tonight and after the last 6 weeks, man, we have to do something. I'm not doing this for Series 13 because the man will be in charge and it's just going to get worse. So we've got 3 weeks. So follow the instructions. This is only phase 1, by the way. I've got another plan. I'll be going live while the 2 last episodes are airing. I'll still have the panels then that night. But watch me live and other YouTubers that are getting involved. I'll give you more details on the other YouTubers on that night so we can catch them all by surprise, because the other side will think that they're smart and we have to be smarter than them. So if you want more details on what I'm talking about, go to my Facebook groups, and I won't be accepting any new people in the groups until after the series is over to guarantee that no these idiots get a heads up until it's too late.
Well, yeah, except me. I'm joining it right now.
Right, Grant, sure, I could send you the thing on Twitter anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. If anybody needs me to send it on Messenger, if you follow me on Messenger or on Twitter, I'll send it to you, and then I'll tell you what to do. And you will know what to do as soon as I send it to you anyway. J-bots aren't smart. That's why they needed the plot to be actually spelled out to them tonight. See, this is what I don't like. It's dumb. It's just stupidity. This isn't sci-fi. You just don't know. These writers, we said it at the beginning anyway, when the writers were actually named for this series. And the one thing that we all agreed on was...
Oh, it sounded like a Dalek.
Why is that any writers of sci-fi experience? Yeah? And we've gotten none, and this is the result. This is a series. This is what you get when you don't have someone in there that has shown these people how it's done. You know, one or two sci-fi writers in with those guys, with the new writers, would have been okay because they could help them. You know, they could hone their scripts. And that's what Chris Chibnall is basically supposed to be doing as showrunner. He's supposed to be looking at these scripts and honing these scripts down and actually, you know, saying, yeah, I don't like that, take that out, this, that, and the other. He doesn't seem to be even doing his job.
What did anyone think there was anything good in this episode? You know,
I mean, the villain was okay.
We've spoken a lot about the good. The villains. I think we've exhausted all the good.
Yeah, it's a bunch of shit. I mean, it's been a bunch of crap. I mean, even Spyfall wasn't. I mean, it was okay. It was watchable only because of the master. But other than that, that's all they have.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I understand.
Exactly. This is what I mean. Break it all down, guys. And you're right, Blue Bonnet. Break it all down. And this series has been a shambles. It's a shambles.
This is not Doctor Who at all.
It's not. Yeah, Jason was right. This is not Doctor Who. We should actually stop calling it Doctor Who. And you know what? He's right. And I keep doing it myself, calling it Doctor Who. We should actually all stop calling this shit Doctor Who.
Should we call it Doctor Pooh?
It's Imposter Who.
Imposter Who.
Imposter Who. He put up a nice little logo as well.
Yeah.
Actually, everybody should share that as well. I'm going to
that's nice. I like that. That's good.
Yeah.
Imposter Who. Imposter Who.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If some people like this episode, I'm not going to argue with you. But I just, as a fan for years, I just look at this, and every week it's just getting worse to me. That people might see an improvement, that's fine, fair enough. But to me, it's just getting worse. And maybe it is because I hate Chris Chibnall and Jodie Whittaker so much to what they're doing to the show, and I just can't get past that. And even if it is a bit decent at this stage, but I'm sorry, I'm going to stay true to myself.
But you know the bit where the doctor's talking to Graham. You know the bit where Graham's saying he's worried about cancer coming back and stuff like that. You know, I think you're right, Noel, because if it was any other doctor, they would have some kind of wisdom to say to him. You know, something that would kind of even Peter had something to say to Clara when Clara basically threw the key away. Do you remember that? When he had something nice to say to her? Yeah, great scene, right? Really powerful from Peter. You know, even the girl that played Clara wasn't too bad in that scene, and it worked. Right? Yeah. I was expecting Jodie to say something comforting, and she said nothing.
Yeah, and the difference between Capaldi is he knew when to do that in certain scenes, like to be a little socially awkward. Talking about Clara was his carer, so he didn't have to. He knew when to do that and when not to. She's trying to harness that a little bit, but they're doing it in the wrong scene.
Yes.
But it's not her, it's the script writer. I mean,
no, that's what I mean. They're actually putting it in they're just
they're making her look a bit stupid, let's face it. They're making her look stupid. I mean, why would you have Graham say that to the doctor, and the doctor says, "I'm going to look at the console now, and I might come up with something." Why would you write that?
It's so painful. It's so painful.
Why would you do that? As I said, every doctor had a comforting message about humanity and about how important life is. Every doctor, from the number one to Peter's doctor. This one seems to be dittery, scrunchy face. She has nothing between the ears whatsoever and tells us the plot. It's dead to me now. It's dead, completely dead. I digress.
Oh yeah, and then Yaz actually makes this pact with this copper, and the copper says, "Visit me in 3 years' time and give me 50p." And then, of course, then Yaz just turns up at a door. It must be 3 years later, or maybe a few years later, and hands her 50p, and then invites her in for a cup of tea.
Yeah, at that point I didn't care, so I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I mean, this
isn't
Coronation Street. This isn't Hollyoaks. This isn't EastEnders. This is Dr. Bleeding Who. All right, and these writers are incapable of writing for this show. They've proven it time and time again. They've done it since Series 11. Series 12 is no better, and on top of it all, he's trying to destroy canon as well. So I'll ask, because obviously we've got another timeless child Flash. What do you think? I'm thinking it's Yaz or Yaz's sister, because it seems like the same kind of hair. It's definitely not Chloe Webber, like some were suggesting anyway.
That just sounds so insanely stupid. I mean, it's just so stupid.
Are you surprised?
And they build it up, maybe, but no, it can't be Yaz's sister.
Are you surprised?
How? They had her in for 2 minutes. And if they had built it up over a couple of years, fine. But what?
Where are people getting this? Where are people getting this whole it's Yaz's sister thing? All I noticed was it's a girl.
Yeah, girl.
That's not right.
I mean, it seemed more like it was the Ruth Doctor.
Right. Yeah, that's not right at all. And as I said, the worst thing they can do is make her before Hartnell. That would really kill it for everyone.
Oh, it's gonna be awful. It's gonna happen. Whatever you think is bad is going to happen, which is the basic outlook for the world. It's gonna happen.
But you know what, right? This goes to show how great Doctor Who is. Look at the passion for all of us about Doctor Who, right? And we all know that Doctor Who's going down the shitter, basically.
No, Doctor Who's not going down the shitter, because this isn't Doctor Who.
No, hang on. Hold on. Let's get this clear and straight. Doctor Who's already gone down the shitter and has shit out this, whatever this is. Imposter Who. That's what's happened.
Doctor Who is still alive and well. When Chibnall took the mantle, he created some monstrosity that's not Doctor Who.
I agree. Totally agree with you. But as I said, all we can do is moan about it, and talk about the old days, how good it was. Until somebody else comes along, a new showrunner comes along and corrects all this shit.
The only really good thing about this season is I am convinced we're going to have incontrovertible metrics that this is the least popular Doctor of all time, and this is going to be the lowest rated season of all time, and they're going to be really lucky to have the lowest rated episode.
Yeah.
So at least they will have that at the end of this going. It's not popular. It's not popular at all.
I was on Twitter a couple of days ago, and somebody was having a go at Bostrek and Nerderotic, saying they keep saying that nobody's watching it yet. 1.something million is watching it. So how can they say nobody's watching it? They just don't get it, do they? They just don't get it. They just don't get it.
He actually said I was delusional because obviously he got a screenshot, because obviously there's someone in my Twitter that's actually given, so I don't know who it is, but he sent them a screenshot of me saying that I was banding the fandom together to do something about this, and he called me delusional.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with him, but I haven't been yelling, you can ask them, so he just keeps barking. I had him beside me and all, he
can feel your pain. That's the problem.
I think he wants to fall, actually. Where's the fall? I'm actually checking Doctor Who's latest episodes for you now to see where it's rated on IMDb. I refuse to actually look on Rotten Tomatoes anymore. because the latest news is, guys, so last night I get a picture sent to me. Rotten Tomatoes again, rigging the audience score, and then other people on Twitter start reporting on it. So at first I didn't want to report on it because I didn't think it was, could have been fake. I don't know. I had it over there. Is it not over there?
No. So what's next week's one about?
Frankenstein.
Mary Shelley, yeah.
Mary Shelley, yeah.
Which means it's going to contradict the Paul McGann Mary Shelley one from Big Finish.
Yeah.
If I'm choosing canon, it's the Paul McGann one. it's not even close.
Here, right. So here it is, episode guide. So Spyfall is at a 6.8. Spyfall Part 2 is a 6.7. Orphan 55 is a 4.3. Nikola Tesla's Night of Boredom is 6.8. The Fugitive of the Judoon, or Shit on Canon, is 8.1. Praxeus 5.5. And Can You Hear Me? No, I Can't is at 6.8 right now. And then the next episode is called The Haunting of the Villa Daddy.
Why can't they just name the episode something normal?
And then, of course, as you already know, because they've made a big deal out of these last two names, The Ascension of the Cybermen, which I will say, right, so people say I'm negative all the time. Here's something positive for you. Oh my God, don't the fucking Cybermen look amazing?
Yes. Yeah, best design I've seen in New Who for the Cybermen. 100%. I like that it echoes Invasion and Revenge of the Cybermen. I really like those ones. We haven't seen them for a while. Yeah, they're fantastic. I'm really
too bad it's wasted on this era.
Exactly. Yeah. But maybe they'll have the costumes left over when somebody else comes in. And
I didn't want to say it. I'll let Blue say it.
Here's the last one, though. The last title kind of makes me cringe a bit because God knows what he means by this. But The Timeless Children doesn't sound too good to me now.
Sounds like they're going to rewrite history.
Children.
Yeah. It's called The Timeless Children, yeah.
Plural, more than one.
What, more than one, yeah.
And they're all women.
Hang on, that's where I reckon Yaz is part of this. Yous are all saying, oh, that's stupid. But I reckon she probably is one of these timeless children.
And they're all women.
Well, it could explain why she knows more. She acts like she knows more in these episodes.
Well, if you take that's what I was going to say, Blue Butter, because even in the Tesla one, she started all of a sudden like telling them what to do, like, and where she got all this scientific knowledge from. Mm-hmm. As soon as she met the master, she completely changed a little bit. Because he was talking to her. Maybe he did something that we didn't see that we'll probably see in one of these last 3 episodes.
Do you know what? When it starts, right, when Doctor Who starts and the music starts up, the credit scene, it does look like somebody's taking a big shit and you're inside the toilet bowl and the big shit comes towards you. It really does look like that. And I'm not joking. I was looking at it today, I was thinking,
the intro. What are you talking about?
No, it sucks.
It doesn't suck. Look, that intro is the best thing about the damn show.
Well, I'm saying a lot.
I will say one thing. It's grew on me, but I still don't like that goddamn logo.
No, I hate the logo. I hate what it represents.
If that has,
exactly. I hate what it represents. I was excited when I first saw it.
But still, even if it didn't, but I think that would look better. And I'd love someone out there to do it because some fans are brilliant. So if there's any fans out there that actually do these title sequences, do us a favor. Do the Jodie Whittaker one, but do it with the classic logo.
There are loads of them out there. They do it.
Why? Because I think it'd look so much better with the classic logo.
Doing the logo over what, though?
The intro.
Well, you can't because the logo and the intro are tight, aren't they?
No, but you can actually. Some people they're very. I don't know what they do, but they're able.
You can airbrush it out, but it's
no, not over video. You can't.
Yeah, no, I've done that before. No, you have to go frame by frame.
Yeah,
you can do it. You can do it. It might take a long time.
It might take you a couple of years, but you could do it.
No, it would not yet. 17 frames a second, and then
they can do it.
That intro is not short, and if it's a looped intro, you could probably maybe, but no, to airbrush that out, just to do one frame would take you a little time, because I do Photoshop quite a bit. To do one frame, to airbrush that out in the entire frame using the I forget what it's called. There's one brush in Photoshop you can use. No,
I know exactly what you mean.
It wouldn't be a simple task.
The Band-Aid one.
You won't use Photoshop. You'd use something like Maya or After Effects and stuff like that. You won't use Photoshop. That's
what the hell are you going to use Maya and why would you use those? That's not going to help
get rid of.
Out.
Hold on. Are we talking about actually using the moving video?
Yeah, we're talking about the video.
Still?
Yes, we're talking about the video.
Yeah. So to remove the actual title itself with moving video, you can do it using After Effects.
Not easily. Have I seen neon visual intros? I actually have seen these intros. They're actually brilliant.
Yeah.
He did a brilliant Peter Capaldi one.
Oh yeah, I love that one. That's good.
That's probably his best one in my opinion. Now I know the others are great, but that Peter Capaldi one that he did, was he the reason why they actually did this?
Yes, he was.
He's the reason why Neo, he was the reason why they used the clock. He did the original one. I think his one is better than the one that they actually
did they not get him in to do that one? Did they not get him in to do it, or did they just take his idea?
He corrected it, but he didn't render it himself.
Oh, I see.
Okay. What he did himself was stronger. Yeah, although the tragedy of the Capaldi opening scene, opening titles, it was fantastic until you got the synthesizer at the
I didn't care for Capaldi's intro.
Yeah.
Why do we think there was a cold opening this week? Which I think it's so much better with a cold opening. How did they put it in this week?
I've criticised, right? So I'll give positives, right? Because it's only fair, right? I did like the way it did start this week. There was a little bit of tension. Right, I will admit when you see that hand pulling your woman and the other girl is saying to her, "Don't move" and all this, blah blah blah. I thought, great, this might actually be good.
Right, I was thinking the same thing.
And then it goes to the TARDIS, and then
well, isn't that always the way? Every episode we get excited until we see her.
Exactly. Yeah.
Every episode we've said the same thing. He builds up a little bit of tension at the start.
And so did all those people get killed then?
Into this thing, and that's it. It's game over.
Yeah. I'll tell you the point. I'll tell you the point when it all went downhill. And yes, it was when she came on the scene. But she shows up in Syria, 14th century Syria. Here's some voice after doing blabbering to herself for a minute. She hears a voice in the background, and what does she say? "Where are you?"
Yeah.
I'm coming to say hello.
Yeah.
I'm the doctor. I'm here to help.
What a great impersonation.
Man, that's it. Jason is now our new Jodie Whittaker impersonator. So anytime Jodie says something stupid, we're going to get Jason to actually get up and down. Right, I'll tell you what else was positive in this episode. I did like when she landed in Aleppo and the blue light that I actually slagged earlier said looked cheap, but when you actually seen it on camera, the light shining off the TARDIS actually looked pretty impressive. The outside now, that's something positive.
You know what? When Yaz put her hair down, that was the best thing about this episode, in my opinion. Best thing about this episode. That was it. That was it.
I will say one thing though, and I said this to Cheryl while watching. I would have got rid of I'd get rid of Yaz maybe, and replace her with Ryan's mate, because there seems to be a bit of No, because I'll tell you what, there seemed to be something about him in the 5 minutes that we had of him telling us how depressed he was, because, there's no characterization, so we don't know why you're even depressed, mate. Like, that's the problem I have with someone that suffers with depression. Where was the backstory for this guy? Like,
right.
You know what I mean? Where was the empathy? Where was the sympathy?
Yeah, I mean, they just shoehorned it in out of nowhere.
There was nothing. Like someone said earlier on the panel, Vincent and the doctor. We got to meet Vincent. We got to build up. Then we got to see him have that freak out in the bed. The doctor tells him he's all right, and he tells him to get away. And then a few minutes later, he pops up and he's ready to go. But you get to see that side. And then when he's talking with Amy, then he has that heart-to-heart where he says, this is a good day. I have me bad days and me good days. But you could get behind Vincent. This character, unfortunately, even when he's sitting in the room where it's supposed to be a therapy session, where he's talking about, I even go to the supermarket just to talk to the checkout lady, but when I got there, it's self-service, and they all start laughing, and I'm like, what's that to be funny about? Like, you know, it was done. See, this is the thing I hate about Chris Chibnall's era, right? He gets praise for all this diversity. He gets praise for tackling all these issues. But when you boil it down, all he does is he shoehorns them in. He doesn't give them the respect and the detail and the attention that they deserve. And then that's what annoys me. Then it gets praised. Like, it shouldn't be getting praised. These things should be done with respect, with dignity, especially when you're dealing with cancer or you're dealing with suicide or you're dealing with depression. And he hasn't done any of that. And that's why I'm totally disgusted. And that's why I was angry, because I'm a person that does suffer with depression, and I battled with it all my life. I said this show saved my life. This is exactly what this show did, because I was at a low point in my life, and this show came back at the right time, right? And now I'm watching it being destroyed, and then I'm watching when he does deal with these issues, not actually dealing with them with the respect that they deserve, and that's why I'm pissed off.
Yeah, well, we understand that, and I'm with you there, mate. Tell you that for nothing. Just as I said, it's just bad writing, bad casting, right across the board.
You know what? If you fix this series, right? More lens flares.
Yeah, you want that? You can't get enough of them.
Let's get JJ in.
All you need to do is just watch Star Trek Picard.
Yeah, exactly.
He put me up to saying that.
Yeah, I thought that, the special effects are pretty good, Noel, but you got to admit, more lens flares would really help give it that polish.
Come on, do your impersonation of Jodie. Do the Jodie voice.
Could you imagine how excited the BBC would be if they managed to hire Alex Kurtzman? So big Hollywood writer. He does all this great science fiction. He's going to be fantastic for Doctor Who.
No,
I can really see these idiots.
You're asking for trouble now, Rabbi. Gonna
make it even worse. Who
should come in and do it? Not a word of a lie. He did a skit with Peter Capaldi a few years back, if you remember. Peter Jackson.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Jackson wanted to direct one of them. He wanted to direct. He said he'd do it for nothing. So just give him a Dalek. He'll do it. You know what I mean?
Have you ever seen the sketch that he does with Peter Capaldi?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. It's brilliant. And you can start talking about Doctor Who to his daughter. It's brilliant.
But that's the question. Why didn't they? Peter, he wanted to do it. Yeah, he wanted to do it. He said, I'll do it for free. And they didn't even go on that.
Come here, they turned down Stephen King from the BBC, and I'd actually love to know what his pitches were for Doctor Who. To be quite honest with you.
Yes.
Because I say they would have been okay, and I say his dad would have gave him a hand. His dad wouldn't want his name on it. I'll give you a hand, son, with the scripts. Come here, they want a horror episode? I'll give them a horror episode. Imagine a Stephen King inspired horror episode, Doctor Who. We haven't had one in a while.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be
Jesus Christ, come on! This is what we should be thinking. This is what Doctor Who should be. Ted is just so upset because I started off on a big win, so I'm gonna try calm him down. Come here, buddy. Come here to me. What's wrong with you? Did I upset you? I'm sorry for screaming. Right?
Can anyone else do Jodie's voice?
I wouldn't even attempt to do Jodie's voice. We should have a competition to see who can do the best scrunch face.
Let's put some pictures up, shall we?
She literally used the sonic screwdriver 14 times.
Wow.
Unconvincingly every time.
Yes.
14 times.
14 times in one episode.
What makes me laugh?
I know other doctors use it a lot in certain episodes, but it's every episode that she's using it.
What makes me laugh
I don't even know.
How comes the villains don't just take that thing off her? And also, she has the Force now, so she can make the thing jump to her hand. Do you see that bit?
And she can also put thoughts in people's minds and vision.
Yeah.
Wow,
I was just like,
she's the bestest ever.
Right, listen to this. Marty sent me this, right? And I've always said it's a possibility, and this gives it something. So there has been some rumors floating about there for a while that the next showrunner is already in place, and Chris Chibnall is giving a talk about the legacy and the future of Doctor Who this week. at the 2020 BBC Studio Showcase. Now, that has been confirmed with Jodie Whittaker that the two of them are appearing at this thing. Now, I've always stuck me a neck out there. These numbers don't justify these two staying on, and I really think after Series 12, it's game over for them. They can't justify it.
Well, they couldn't justify Star Trek Discovery either, but it's 3 seasons.
That's crazy.
I have to come clean. I'm the new showrunner. So, guys.
Okay. I have faith in you.
Okay.
Hang on, you're the new showrunner. Are you keeping Jodie Whittaker on?
No effing way. No effing way. I would dump her like a lump of poo.
Jodie Whittaker, so why wouldn't you keep her on?
No, I rate her as an actor. But you said if she was directed properly, so
yeah, I knew that.
I really don't know.
On yourself now.
But no. But it's too late. It's too late. The damage has been done. What can you do?
I'm pulling your leg. Stop.
My leg is pulled. But no, it's definitely too late for her. We definitely need a man back. We definitely need Tom Ellis to do it, and we need Romana to be his assistant. That's how I would go.
Be good. I'd like to go.
Yeah, right here. We haven't done this properly. I went on a rant.
She can regenerate.
So let's talk about. I'll let you all have your opportunity to talk about what was positive about it, and then we'll go to the negative. And then right, so we'll go positive first. So Blue Bonnet, we'll start with you first. So what did you like about the episode?
The villain and it ending.
Is that it?
What part of the ending?
Right,
that was it. Ended. It was off. It was off the. It was over.
The ending was pretty bad.
See, that's the way I like it on this
the credits.
Short and sweet, right? So, Jason,
I like the villain a lot. I think that guy really kind of took center stage. I also liked the fact that not all of it was on Earth. And that was, to me, that was a little bit of a plus. I mean, yeah, most of it was, but there was, the last part of the show took place in a ship that wasn't on Earth. So there was a little bit of more of a sci-fi element to the show. In terms of anything else, I have to really rack my brain. I mean, we could be here for a while. I don't think there's...
Blue Bonnet, go and rack his brain there.
Was there something else that I'd said other than those two things? Because I thought I had mentioned those right off. We were
we were just, I guess.
Yeah, you liked your man, and you liked the fact that it was in space a little bit.
Yeah,
I don't know that I liked it, but that was a positive.
Yeah, and it was a bit more sci-fi.
Yeah.
Well, it did have a glowy ball in it, so I suppose, yeah.
Well, it was out in space, but I mean, the ship that they were on was out in space.
The ship was impressive, actually. Yeah.
You
did say the ship. Yeah, the ship was impressive. Yeah. Right. Mega Geek, what do you... we could be here all night because you love Jodie Whittaker.
Wow. Right, so what did you brilliant. No.
I can't stop him from barking.
The only thing I liked about it was the lead up to the story. I thought it showed promise. That's about it. And Yaz taking her hair down. That's the only two things I could say. Only two things. Rest of it was just pile of poo. Put it that way. So that's just me. What about you?
She just had me bar of chocolate. Me last bar of chocolate that I was saving. I'm here doing my live stream. Cheryl's giving out to me because the dog is barking. Then I look over, and there she is eating me minty bar of chocolate. Your teeth.
Whoa. What was it? An arrow? Sounds like an arrow to me.
No, it's one of those Fry's peppermint chocolate bars, dark chocolate. It's nice. Yeah. Sorry for changing the subject.
That's an important subject. This is more enjoyable than Doctor Who.
Actually, yeah. That's actually more important in this series.
Rabbi, what did you like? You did say that you actually...
All right, so I like the villain. I think the villain completely outclassed Whittaker and ran rings around her, got her to get the other villain out of jail. I like the special effect when he appears, like the black smoke thing. I would just really like to see him with a real doctor. I would like to see him with any other Doctor, I think would like literally any other Doctor.
He would have worked early with Peter Capaldi.
But it would also work with John Pertwee. It was a really interesting villain. I have a soft spot. I like the Eternals. I always like them when they turn up. There was a very good one. Was it the Paul Cornell book? Was it? The one they made an episode of. What's the one they made a 2-part episode out of his book? It was a new adventure. Now I've got to look him up. Paul Cornell, Doctor Who.
Chris just said, no, sorry, it's the wife's prerogative to take their husband's treats. Tell me about it.
That is true. That is true.
Do you know when you say
human nature? That's the one.
When you go to the chip or you order a Chinese or something, you say, "Look, do you want that?" No, I'm not hungry. When it's at home, picky off the plate. No.
Also, you know that bit at the ending when the black guy was talking to the other guys? I think it was therapy. I couldn't see who was in the room. I don't know if it was
I had no idea what was going on. Yeah,
whether it was my TV or whether it was just badly lit.
No,
it was badly lit. It was badly lit.
All right.
But at that point, I didn't even care anymore. So it was like.
Although, I have this tradition now when I watch Jodie Whittaker, Doctor Who. I try really hard not to fall asleep, and then normally by about half hour in, I fall asleep, and then when it finished, I wake up at the end titles, and I got to go and rewatch the last 20 minutes.
Are you kidding? Are you joking? Or are you being serious?
No, he really
every week.
Are you kidding? Are you serious?
Yeah, I cannot keep my eyes open.
I'm just shocked.
And I really try.
I mean, this show is pure engagement. I don't know how you can fall asleep for something.
But do you know? I think maybe halfway through they got the message about Jodie talking to herself, so therefore they made it part of who the Doctor is. Remember that bit? She lands and she starts talking and she turns around, there's no one there.
Yeah.
I think that's a deliberate way of saying, she talks to herself, deal with it. But it's still crap. It's still rubbish. And she shouldn't be spilling out the plot for anyone. You know what I mean?
Right.
But she has to spell out the plot because Chris Chibnall has managed to attract people that are just dumb. And that's the bottom line. And I'm sorry if people think they're being insulted. I'm sorry. You are just dumb. That's not your fault. That's the way you have been brought up. You have been fed this stupid TV. You have no intelligence. You don't know how to work plots out by yourself. So it needs to be explained to you. Not your fault. Do you know what I mean? Doctor Who.
I also thought the finger stuff was stupid as well. What? I thought the finger stuff was stupid as well. Why would anyone on earth write a hand and the fingers come off and it goes in your ear? That's even worse than sucking your thumb.
It's so Chibnall. It's so Chibnall.
Wet willies all around. What? Wet willies all around. Fuck's sake, it was fucking
and I bet they thought it was going to be really scary in the writers' room. That then his fingers come off and they float across it.
And it looks so bad. It's horrible CGI. Horrible.
But what's with all the fingers on the roof of the spaceship? Why was all fingers on the? I didn't understand.
I think each one of them stored a dream, didn't they?
Oh, I see.
Yeah, they were like hooked up to. I guess they were their hookups or something.
They were transmitters.
Oh, a finger.
And she needed the dream power to stay alive or something.
Yeah, it was to feed her those nightmares.
So a finger represents a dream. Right, so basically, what Chibnall's doing, he's giving us the finger.
The finger, yes, that's what he was doing.
He's not giving us just one finger.
Got that right.
He's giving us all the fingers.
I'm just at the scene, so someone's actually sending a complaint to the BBC.
Oh, right, okay.
About tonight's episode.
Good for them. What?
I'm sorry, but I found a way. The subject of cancer was dealt with tonight in Doctor Who is highly offensive. As someone whose family has been blighted by this awful illness, the last thing I want to see if the Doctor is the Doctor trivializing and reducing it to sub or to be dismissed by the Doctor. Doctor Who is my favorite show, and watching it should not make me feel like shit and be utterly depressed. The writing was tone deaf tonight. I want the BBC and Doctor Who producers to know that it caused genuine and very real upset and the stress in my house tonight. This is not why I watch Doctor Who. I am utterly repulsed and deeply offended by how cancer was cheaply and insensitively handled tonight. Here, here.
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, as I said, we was expecting the Doctor to say something comforting to Graham, and she gave him nothing. And it just goes to show how bad the writing is, and how they consider the Doctor as a person and as a character. They don't consider him at all. They just write shit and make it come out of the Doctor's mouth, and that's it. That's what they do.
Well, they won't be doing that after Series 12, because we're gonna make sure, as a fandom, we're getting together now, and we're gonna fucking act once and for all. I'm done. No, we're gonna do something. We have to now. This is not good enough. It's not. It's killing me soul, man. This is taking everything good that I love about Doctor Who and just shoving it down the toilet. And look, we got the Cybermen to come now. Poor Cybermen are going to be roped into this crap. Oh no, like we can laugh, but that's the reality. It's serious. Like Cybermen are like, like the Daleks. They're a classic villain. You don't mess around with them. And to be honest with you, I didn't look. They haven't been treated well the last few years. I just dread to think what he's going to do with them.
Can I ask a question?
Time Lords, by the way, if they all end up being Time Lords that were somehow exiled, right? Because I was thinking that as well. Maybe somehow these are Time Lords that were exiled or something. That's why, because timeless children.
Can I ask you something, right? The beginning. What was that? Was that a hospital or a nunnery, or what was it? That place?
It was a hospital stroke nunnery. It was both. Yeah, I think it was both.
On top of a mound.
They didn't make it clear though what it was. No, I don't think they made it clear.
Chibnall doesn't make it clear in some aspects, but then he has her over talk and explain everything.
Right. Yeah.
It's one way or another with him.
Yeah, and also, what happened in the beginning when she was going to go to the next day and meet them, and then suddenly the whole TARDIS went out, and we saw the villain there, and then he disappeared, and then what happened? I don't understand what happened there.
She got the signal to go to Aleppo. That's how she ended up in Aleppo.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
You see, I'm quite an intelligent person, but still, the storytelling is terrible in this show.
You've been chibnified. That's what happens.
All right, been chibsed.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Right, let's talk about. I'm sick of talking about the positives because there wasn't many.
There is nothing.
Let's talk about the negatives. Jason, we'll start with you again, buddy. What did you not like about this shit show?
There's elements of it that I think for any show would be questionable. Just things that I made note of mentally that I thought, and even if this weren't Doctor Who, that this is something that just it just doesn't bode well for any show. And things like the fact that what's her name? Tahira? Was that? I think that was, Tahira's she's in the 14th century, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's in the 14th century. Doctor shows up. This woman's talking like she's straight out of the 21st century in 14th century garb. That's the first thing. That's that's one of the things that kind of bothered me, is that she doesn't act like she has any culture from the 14th century whatsoever. I mean, I can understand the Doctor understands her because she's got the TARDIS translator, right? But that doesn't explain her lack of decorum from the 14th century.
Yeah, right.
The other thing was, per usual, no one's shocked by the fucking TARDIS.
Cheryl, she's from the fucking the 1300s, man. The TARDIS, she's in the TARDIS and there's nothing.
Even from the 20 here's the things that bothered me. So even from the 21st century, if any one of us on this panel saw a fucking TARDIS materialize in front of us, or we went inside a room that was bigger on the inside than the outside, you got to believe there would be something. We'd need to change our pants. There would be some serious wonder, but nobody seemed, especially like Ryan's friend, like when he came to and he realized, but he didn't seem at all shocked by the fact that these miracles of science that no one could possibly explain even in his time period. He didn't seem all that like taken aback by it. So that was another thing.
Yeah, you're right. Even when Roy was explaining to, by the way, you're on a space station in outer space.
Yeah, you're on a space station, dude. There's miraculous things happening all around you. Orbs that are fingers that are floating in midair. It's just nothing seems to phase this guy. The other thing that I thought was funny, that I thought this would be bad for any show, not just Doctor Who, was okay. So Tahira makes her way up to some other part of this spaceship. They're asking, where's Tahira? Where did she get? So here she's makes her way to some other part, and she stumbles onto, the villain, the bald villain. Yeah. And then all of a sudden the companions show up, and they're basically, taking this threatening, menacing attitude with this bald dude who we know can separate his fingers and put them in your ears without your permission. Yeah. And yet they're going to try to stand up, and it's like, no, you're going to release all these people. We've got all these demands, and you're going to do it now. And the next thing you know, out they go. What did they think was going to happen? They're the most.
By the way, the one thing that I forgot to tell everybody, and that we all missed, this villain, the creature, was your woman's nightmare. So this 13th century girl, this villain, this creature that was in it with the big claws, that was her nightmare. Yeah. So that was actually, I have to say, that part was a bit good. At first, Cheryl thought it might have been the Dream Lord's a version of the Dream Lord, maybe a darker version of the Dream Lord when she first seen that. But no, yeah.
But here was my problem with that, though, Noel, is the fact that this thing, what do they call it? I don't even remember the. Do you remember?
It's got a very hard name to pronounce. I put it up like with a C. It's a. What do you call the Cades?
Something. It's not important, but whatever you call it, right? This were there any other elements from anyone else's dreams that manifested in reality other than hers? That became real and actually had some, this thing actually physically grabbed someone, right? And drugged them back it took like 10 people away.
True.
What the hell is with that? There was no one else who any of their dreams. It's like this thing was like Freddy Krueger manifest in reality,
Oh no, he's right. Actually, we overlooked that. That actually doesn't make any sense. Oh my god, that's how dumb it is. I missed it.
Also, what about the Doctor when she was just chatting? She was just fixing stuff on the spaceship, and all of her companions disappeared, and the Doctor didn't realize they were all gone.
What about that? Talking to herself, right?
She's
hang on. In fairness, the companions do tend to do that, so I'm not going to criticize that.
But she was still talking.
Yeah,
right.
Matt Smith's Doctor has done that. He talks to himself. That does happen. But the thing about it is like, it just, they all went after. I think the Doctor asks where your one is gone, and you don't know, so they go off and look. But you think, I do agree with you. You think the Doctor would realize, like, all right, maybe they have gone off to look for her, but she does continue to talk. But that has happened in the past. I'm not going to criticize that, but it's stupid. Your man used the Doctor because he knew the Doctor would fiddle around with all of his equipment because he knew she was incompetent. Because you heard him. I knew you would do this. I knew this is what you would do. But I actually got the better of you. Ha, 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 ha. I tricked you. And then your woman then appears who just looks like could be working on Hollyoaks.
So, but all the assistants, right, they were just standing there looking at the dream guy, and they know they can separate his fingers and put it in their ears, yet they still stood there. And, why didn't they just grab the guy and run? Why would you confront someone like that? You wouldn't confront anyone like that. You'd just run, wouldn't you? You'd be like, Doctor, let's get out of here. So, you know what I mean? Just really bad stuff.
That's what you get when you get bad writing, you see. You just, it's just... I mean, even Yaz, she got a bit to do in this episode, but I mean, even then, I was kind of like, oh, Yaz is on the screen.
But that was so that story didn't make any sense, did it? The bit with the 50p and the, I mean, all right, so that's how she became a copper. So what? What's that got to do with everything else? It has nothing to do with everything else.
They just hold that on. Like, it was 17 episodes. We're like, we're really far into her run, and we finally get some backstory. Like, now?
Do we really care about her backstory, though?
We don't.
No, we don't care about anything about her.
Nobody cares. I mean, even in the classic era, they didn't delve too much in the companion's backstory, and that was fine with me. I think they do that way too much because nobody cares. Yeah. I don't care. I mean, especially about these companions, because it's like watching wet cardboard.
Cardboard again.
Yeah, I cared a little bit. I cared a lot more about Sarah Jane, but even then, they didn't delve into her backstory because it was about the Doctor.
Right, I agree.
But when they did that in 2005, when it came back, like with Rose, I think with the first few companions with Rose, it really worked. I think through the Russell Davises, it worked.
Right, but the writing was there too, so that helped.
Yeah, you know,
but they didn't like. But these scenes seem so long. Yeah. I mean, you know, and they were just there. They didn't explain them well. Like I didn't even know. Like, okay, what is she talking about? Like 50 pen. I didn't understand any of that, and they weren't executed well at all. I mean, you know, it's job as the writers to bring people to want to know people that want to know more. It's your job to get people to want to know more, and they just fail at that every week.
What it feels like is that like they have a table full of writers. One side is writers who've written for Hollyoaks and soap, and the other side has a little bit of, I don't know if this is true, a little bit of sci-fi. So what they probably did is got that side to write the sci-fi bit, that side to write the human bit, soap bit, and mashed them together.
And you're right, but it doesn't work because it's apparent that it's shoehorned in.
Yeah, and I would agree with her point because I think, you know, honestly, this should not be about the companions. And look, maybe some of it could be relevant to the story, but they spent way too much time going into, especially this heart-to-heart between Yaz and what was it, her sister, talking about the anniversary. This garbage, you know. So I agree with her though. It's like, look, no one it would be one thing if these were really good actors, but they're not. They're just bad.
You're right, Jason. That is the biggest problem. Even your woman that played the demigod, she just looks like it's so backwards. Why can't they get an actress of bleeding credibility to play these roles? I don't want these bloody mediocre C and B actresses. I want A fucking actresses playing roles.
You know why Jackie Tyler worked? Because Camille Kaduri is awesome.
Yes. And she can act.
And she was funny. She knew when to be funny. She was just being herself, but she was entertaining. These people are just, like I said, it's like watching wet cardboard. Watching wet cardboard is actually more entertaining.
Because they're diversity higher. That's the reason why. They're all diversity higher.
Diversity higher crap, right? Because we can keep going on about that. It happens every week now at this stage. Yeah. Will you even look back when the show came back in 2005? Now, the effects weren't great. Will you look at even the supporting cast back then? Every single one of them were great. Did we have Harriet Jones at that stage?
Yeah, we did.
We did. Harriet Jones, she's a brilliant actress. She was in Afterlife only recently with Ricky Gervais. That I think she's going to be in Serious too with him. I mean, the supporting cast that they've had have all been great. Where's the great British actors and actresses that they used?
They've been cast in the old days. They were cast for their talent. Today they've been cast for diversity higher, and this is the reason why they're all so bad because they've hired.
But even then, like even if you have diverse, hires that are of different ethnic backgrounds or color. Look at Martha Jones's family.
Yeah,
exactly.
They were entertaining,
but it wasn't. That wasn't the policy. They hired people that were good for the job.
Yeah, but even then, look, you can hire people that even if you have to check off, even if you have to tick a box, you find people that are good actors that you can tick the box with. Okay, that doesn't fly with me.
Yeah, but if they don't know what good acting is, as I
that's obviously that's the problem.
Exactly.
We're supposed to identify these people. That's why Russell and that's why we give out about them, but his supporting cast was always great. Whereas I'm serious. Where is all these great British actors and actresses?
It's the team. It's the management. It's the management team behind Doctor Who. All of them are probably
the management team behind Doctor Who is going to change.
Yeah, I hope so.
We're gonna make it change.
So.
I'm serious, and I hope people get on board with me with this because we can do something about it. Listen, I have an article here from The Independent. I'd normally wait until tomorrow to start reading out articles, but this one's as important because it's about tonight's episode, and I gave it a 2 out of 5.
Ooh,
wow, that's low.
Now, the headline is this. Doctor Who review. Can you hear me? Ladies, hold on. What the fuck? This wasn't playing earlier, you blue dumb ass. Right. Doctor Who's latest episode is a serious low point featuring a Game of Thrones star and a giant space werewolf. One moment, Doctor Who wants to be Avengers, the next Star Wars, and after that, morality fable with an uplifting message. It's exhausting and not in a good way. This was by Ed Power, and this came out 2 hours ago. So this article is literally just dropped, we might as well say.
Yeah, is this like the first episode of this series he's seen?
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Ed Power.
I mean, seriously, if you think this is this is a 2-star for you, you need to look at episode 3. You need to look at some of the other episodes.
I will go and actually that's a good point, Jason. Do you know what I'll do after I read this article? His name is there. I'll just click in and see if he's done previous articles because it would be interesting. But he says, if this year's Doctor Who has lacked for anything, it's obviously Game of Thrones actors with skull tattoos and magic detachable fingers. Such is the nightmarish and also slightly silly apparition confronting the Doctor in an episode that sets the controls for a heart of bonkers and significantly overshoots its destination. Whovians are divided over Jodie Whittaker's second year as custodian of the Tardis. Yeah, we wanted to kick her out. That's why the Tardis kicked her out, because the Tardis knew. Some have warmed to her spirit of chaotic daring do's. I don't know who would endear to her, to be quite honest. Others wish showrunner Chris Chibnall will calm down slightly. Too often his stories have been overwrought and undercooked. Why do you have to do that? Can I just have the fucking review of the episode? I don't want to read all your crap. Right. What everyone will agree on is that Can You Hear Me is a season low point. It is a muddle that tries to do many things at once. One moment, Doctor Who wants to be Avengers. We read that shit. Hold on. Why are you repeating the same thing, you stupid asshole? Can you not? Right. The action begins in medieval Syria. Yeah. Where the home for the mentally unwell, there we go, is overrun by a giant CGI werewolf. Oh, they're calling it a werewolf. All right. It didn't look like any fucking werewolf I've ever seen. That sounds fantastic until you see the actual werewolf, a pixelated clunker thrown together on a BBC Acorn computer retrieved by the Doctor from the mid-80s. What a howler. It makes the sharks in Sharknado look like the T-Rex from Jurassic Park. Wow. This is scary.
Harsh. I like that.
Doctor Who is turning into Doctor What the Fuck. As this is what they say. He says, I'll just say what the fuck, but he puts the abbreviation. As Whittaker's Time Lord is hoodwinked into freeing an alien goddess, Rakia, stupid name. She is a mortal whose party trick is gorging on nightmares. Naturally, she is in cahoots with a aforementioned baddie, Terror Zillan. Your guy from Game of Thrones, who gives a shit? He got a bad part. The cheeky sod had been utilizing his detachable airborne fingers to induce terrifying visions into random members of the public. This is how stupid the premise actually is. When it's actually read out this way, it actually does sound stupid. The fingers plug into the ear and serve as transmission devices that beam bad thoughts into Zellen's incarnated pal or incarcerated pal Rakiza, wherever the feck her name is. Who gives a crap? Amazing that nobody thought of doing this something like this sooner. If anyone wants to beam Premier League highlights into my brain using magic flying fingers, feel free to give it your best shot. Oh, he's really taking the piss in this article. I'll have to put this up later. The Doctor eventually saves the day, but not before the Nightmare Goddess and her tattooed companion have beamed down to Sheffield and drank deep of locals and their uneasy dreams. With Can You Hear Me clocking in at a trim 49 minutes. It isn't long, though before the duo have received their cosmic comeuppance, Ryan, Yaz, Graham, their Syrian friend Tishara, conquer their fears and use the werewolf, actually a metaphor for Tiara's anxieties, to send the two aliens packing. Chibnall tacks on a coda in which the Doctor's companions reflect on their past, their future hopes and worries. Graham, for instance, speaks about his concerns about his cancer returning. A bit weirdly, the Doctor's hand waves away this heartfelt. See, this is what I said. Thank you very much for bringing that up. Heartfelt admission of vulnerability with an excuse about her social awkwardness. Doctor Who was clearly trying to inject a note of real emotion into the planet, into all the planet hopping. The problem is the message that our fears are what make us human is too trite for adults and will soar over the heads of children. It's difficult to be underwhelmed by an episode of Doctor Who featuring both Tywin Lannister's brother and a giant space werewolf, but somehow, can you hear me? It's just that effect. So we gave it a 2 out of 5. I like a bit of his sarcasm there, but I'm going to check his name because Jason is right. Let's see, has he actually written? I see I have a super chat there, so I'll read that out. So Omega, Alpha Omega says, is there any set of circumstances where we can get our show back, or is it gone forever? Doctor Who is not gone forever, no. Simple answer. Panel guys, do you agree with Doctor Who can recover from this?
Of course it can. I mean, again, just look at Big Finish. Let Big Finish be your Doctor Who until this monstrosity ends. It could be years, but each month there's good releases. This month's going to be Psychic Circus, which is the 7th Doctor story, a prequel to Greatest Show in the Galaxy, and I think it has the Master in it. They put out good stuff every month. It feels like Doctor Who. It is Doctor Who. It's worth paying for. Doctor Who is alive and well. It's just not on TV right now.
Yeah. Here, listen, Jason, you are right to ask me to check. You're not going to believe this, right? So do you remember Praxius that we all basically unanimously slated on this channel?
Yeah. Right.
Well, this is what he said for this episode. They're not going to read out the whole article. I'll just read out the headline. Doctor Who review, Praxius, timely installment ranks as one of the serious finest. He gave this a 4 out of 5.
Oh, God.
What?
So there you go, Jason. I'm glad you actually asked me to have a look because that is absolutely funny.
That's bonkers.
Did he review Orphan 55?
I think he's reviewed the whole series.
I'll be very curious to see what he says about Fugitive.
I'll see if he did Orphan their reviews. Right, so hold on. Please do Orphan 55, please.
It's so bad. What was Praxius about? I forgot.
I don't even remember.
What was it? Can someone tell me what Praxius was?
Oh, the plastic on the birds.
The bird one. It was only last week, mate.
Yeah, it's when the planet blew up. Oh, that's
right here. He gave the Tesla one. This was the review for the Tesla one. Doctor Who review. Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror. A lot of fun, but unlikely to be dancing on ice in ratings war. He gave it a 3 out of 5. Actually, he's up and down though. I have to say, looking at his review,
he's been told what to write.
But I'm sure we'd all agree. We got to know what he thinks about Orphan 55 because if he gives that a 4 out of 5 for that piece,
he's going to give that a 5 out of 5. He's going to love it. Oh my God!
How do you know he loves Fugitive? I'm sure
he's been told what to write. He's been told what to write. It's obvious.
I think he believes this stuff.
Fugitive of the Jadoon. He wrote, Fugitive of the Jadoon. Latest episode. Echoes vintage Moffat, but surely fans are exhausted of plot twists by now. He gave it a 3 out of 5. You are saying, he's being told what to write. Looking at these headlines, I'm sorry, I think he's being pretty honest here because he's given out about, fans may be sick of plot twists now. I think he's just being far less militant than us, but I'm trying to find Orphan 55 To be quite honest with you, it's evading me right now, but I'll get it.
You get it.
He must be on his Twitter somewhere.
Yeah, definitely. I do like your avatar.
Who, me? Thank you.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, it is a great avatar. Yeah.
Really good. I don't know what Jason's avatar is. Is that Lex Luthor or something? What is that?
It is.
It's Lex Luthor. Wow, cool. And nobody's got Jodie up as their avatar.
No.
Well, we did, but no didn't like it, so we took them down.
Lead of Damascus, no, need not apply.
I don't mind. You can put Jodie Whittaker up, but if you want me to get sick over me, brown book, then...
No, I don't want to see her either.
You'll make Teddy go crazy.
Right, you know what I'm gonna do? Hold on, I have to actually. Is all right? I should have just done this from the start. I'm just gonna Google Ed Power. Orphan 55. If you give this any more than a 1, mate, seriously.
He might give it a 2. I mean, I could see that, but not.
I think it's giving it a 5.
Ed Power. Did I say his name was Ed Power?
I think you said Ed Power, yeah.
Oh, I think I found it. Hang on.
Here we go.
4 out of 5.
You're kidding.
Oh my God.
It's a thrill to see Jodie Whittaker fighting fantastically silly monsters.
Hold on. No, you're taking the piss.
I'll send you the link. Hang on 1 second.
No, hold on. I have it here.
I don't think he's extracting the Michael at all.
Wait a minute.
Oh my God, he's right. He's after giving that one a 4 out of 5. Right,
he gave it a 4. He gave it a 4 out of 5.
He said, Doctor Who review, Orphan 55. It's a thrill to see Jodie Whittaker fighting fantastically silly monsters. 4 out of 5.
That was great.
That's a clown and a half. There is.
Oh my God.
You lost all credibility, mate. You lost all credibility.
Yeah, you still going to post that article now, Noel?
No, I'm not. By the way, if I've put up an article of Ed Powers before, I duly apologise to all my subscribers right now. He is clearly a clown.
He's clearly insane.
Well, hold on. If he gave Orphan 55 a 4 out of 5. I'm just curious to know what he gave.
He's been told what to write.
1 and 2. Rabbi, you check there real quick because you're better on computers.
Hang on.
He's been told what to write.
And by the way, Alpha Omega, thank you for that $10 super chat. Really appreciate it. But Doctor Who, just to get back to your point, Doctor Who it'll always bounce back. That's the great thing about this show, you see. If you were to listen to the J-Bots, they say Doctor Who has reinvented itself over the years, and that's why it's been able to survive. That is somehow true. There's truth to that. But the thing about it is, you'll always get in a showrunner that, we've been just unlucky this time.
I just hope that I'm old enough to see the next one when they get rid of it and bring it back.
The next showrunner is coming after Series 12. We're going to make sure it happens. Yes.
Oh,
because we're not going to put up with this anymore. This is not going to continue for Series 13. I don't care about the Timeless Child story arc anymore. I don't care what he does with it. He can shove it as far as I'm concerned. We're gonna take a stand now.
When you tell us what you think, Noel.
Right, done.
Don't hold back.
Yeah.
I'm fighting mode now these next few weeks. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna rally as many YouTubers as I can behind me on this. I'm serious. I just can't. If
you guys had to bring back a Doctor, which one would you bring back? Would you bring back Peter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'll probably bring back. Yeah, actually, you know what? I like to think out of left field. I'd either bring back Dave Bradley and do a season of first. Or I'll do Paul McGann.
Paul McGann. Yeah, that'd be cool, wouldn't it?
How come whenever people talk about resurrecting an old Doctor, that if you could bring anybody back, how come nobody says Tom Baker? That's like the first guy that I'd go for.
Because Tom Baker's too old.
No, he is old, but I mean, I'm just saying, if the sky's the limit, if we could just bring somebody back, let's say dead or alive or whatever, but just hypothetically, I'd be like Tom Baker right down the line.
Yeah,
no,
I think
question.
We'll need to get Doc Brown's car and go back in time and get Tom Baker.
No, but you could do it with deepfake technology. I've said that
before.
Yeah,
if you get the Blu-ray or DVD of Shada, there's a scene in it at the end with Tom Baker.
Right.
Yeah, have you seen it?
Yes. I've seen it several times.
There's this cool scene at the end where they have Tom Baker. Now he's been like aged by the Tardis. That was very cool.
Yeah, it really was.
And again, big finish. They do Tom Baker. I just listened to one today.
Well,
we have another guest coming on.
Another guest.
Yeah, because that's what I do.
Is it Jodie?
It is.
Oh God!
I'm proud to announce that Jodie Whittaker and Chibnall's biggest fan is about to join us.
All right, okay.
So that would be Bullstrack.
No, Chimballs is joining.
Oh no, it's Chris Chibnall and Jodie Whittaker.
Good stuff.
Oh, good. Okay, because I have a lot to say.
Yeah, I think our biggest fans. Only they could be fans of themselves.
You're right. They are their biggest fans. That's correct.
Yeah, because I'll just, we'll see. It'll be interesting to hear what Yes, all right. You know who's coming on. It'll be interesting to hear what he has to say. Actually,
Chimballs.
No, Ballstrick. Listen, if I had Chris Chibnall on this channel, trust me, he'd sue me.
Yeah.
Well, he's not to sue me for, but he could try. But it wouldn't be.
Well, but the way to have honestly, if he came on your channel, seriously, if he came on, I would ask him. Respectfully ask.
I would. I actually would. No matter how angry I am, if I had the opportunity to actually interview Chris Chibnall, I would. And I'd ask him questions.
Oh, cool! Yeah, I'd love to.
Because I do have a lot of questions to ask him, but I would make it clear to him that I am worried about the direction that he's going in with the show. I do it in a nice. No, but I would. I do it in a nice way because he was quite a nasty bastard to Pippin and Jane Begg back in the day. But I'll give him the respect. You know what I mean? Because he is the showrunner, but then after that, if he starts waffling to me, then we'll see what'll happen.
Well, if you just start cursing, he's going to leave. I mean,
I wouldn't. No, trust me. I won't throw any F-bombs to him down the line. I'll do it to his face. That's
Jason,
different.
Yeah.
How comes when you talk, suddenly blue starts?
Because we're in the same room.
We're sharing a mic.
You're in the same room.
Yeah, we're in the same room, so we have to share the same mic. Because if I talk on my mic, you might see it, but it would also echo into her mic. So to prevent that, we use the same mic.
I see. Sorry, did not know that.
That's okay.
Yeah, we do have couples on these streams too.
I did not know that either.
But I don't want people thinking, even though they can see me talking through her avatar, I don't want people thinking, oh, well, they're this. They got to know I'm like a separate guest.
All right.
Yeah,
I have my own avatar,
and he has his own, and he has his own opinions as well.
Yeah, we don't always agree.
That's true. That's true. Right, let's talk about before Ballstrick comes on. Let's talk about obviously the performances this week. So everybody's in agreement that the man in Game of Thrones was impressive enough, but I think he was wasted, to be quite honest with you.
He was
a bit more. But if it was utilized correctly, I'd be giving him a higher mark. So for me, I'm going to give him a generous 7 because I do agree with everybody on the panel. He probably was one of the highlights of this episode. So we'll start with him first. So he's the guy I'm giving a 7. So Jason, what would you give him?
I mean, I'd give him look, he's not the greatest actor in the world, but for this show, I'd give him for this show, I'd give him between a 7 and an 8. Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
7.
Well done, Mega Geek. Rabbi?
Yeah, I think between 7 and 8. He was he was head and shoulders above everybody else who's been on screen.
And of course, Blue Bonnet.
7.5. Between a 7 and an 8.
It's a typical woman, just had to be different.
I mean, it's fair. I mean, it's not the worst.
It is fair. Right, let's go to his counterpart. Katia, wherever her name is, right? I didn't like her, so she's getting a minus minus 10.
Wow, that's we really didn't
No,
like
I'm sorry. There was just nothing good about her performance. She just looked.
She wasn't there long, though.
I'm being honest with you. I think it's the same actress that played the Cyber Woman because she's no personality.
Yeah, she looks very similar. I'm gonna look it up once we're off the stream.
Yeah, so I'm giving her a minus 10. Go ahead, guys. I say yours will be a bit more generous, but that's
-10. I'll just go -10.
Right, Blue Bonnet. Jason,
Rabbi. I'm curious what Rabbi thinks.
I'm going to say 3 or 4. She wasn't too awful.
Right, okay.
She didn't make me want to, stab my eyes out.
She made me want to slash mine out, so there you go.
Okay, well, I guess. I can't really argue.
At 1, so I'll give her a 1. Just a 1.
You're giving her a 1.
1, yeah. What about Jason?
I'm gonna agree with Noel. She was bad. She was just bad. I mean, look, she. Oh, if I had to choose between her and Yaz and Tosin Cole, I mean, she's just below Yaz, and that's, I mean, Jesus Christ.
Guys, there's someone impersonating me channel there throwing something disgusting up again, the usual crap. If you could deal with it, it's at the passing up on my screen there. It's always the way.
What about the companion?
I tell you, they don't like you, do they?
Right, let's concentrate on Graham. I'm going to give Graham another positive. I know you didn't like the table scene, but I actually did like it. It's nice to see him have a laugh with his mates, and then there was the part where he asked him about Alice or Grace, whatever her name is. I keep getting the names confused. It was his wife, Grace, and he does have a bit of a moment and has that flashback. I'm going to give because I like Graham anyway. And I didn't like the way she dismissed him at the end. So because of that as well, I'm giving him an 8.
I'm going to give him a 7. No, actually give him an 8 because I like that joke about the planets. When she goes, "Can you describe the planet?" And he says, blah, blah, blah. And then he goes, "No, I thought that was really funny." So I'm going to give him an 8.
Rabbi?
I'll go for I think 4.5, 5.
Really?
Yeah, well, he was okay. Again, he didn't get on my radar as being obnoxiously awful.
Graham was another highlight of this episode. I thought, but listen, that's the whole point of this panel. We all do have different views, and I shouldn't be trying to coerce anybody into changing their opinion. But I do think you're wrong with your rating.
He always says that. No one always says that. I respect your view, but you're wrong.
Right.
I'm only messing. So what are you giving him, a 3?
I think 4 or 5.
All right, so you bumped it up. You know how he bumped it up by anyway.
It's a trick.
So
I can't stand against public opinion.
Jason.
Look, I like the table scene mainly because look, the guys that were sitting at the table that was actually a pretty good cast. I was kind of entertained by them, to be honest. I thought, now these guys, these should be the companions. I don't know, but anyway, I wasn't upset about the table scene. I thought it wasn't funny, but it was refreshing to see people that looked like they actually were not necessarily acting. So, but in general, though, I thought he was all right. I give him maybe a 7.
Hold on, there's Balls. I didn't even realize Ballstreck's at the bottom of there.
Man.
Wait till you see what he's at to put in as his avatar. Oh my God, he's at to changing his avatar. He's a legend.
Oh
my God, what a legend!
That's dedicated to my fan club. He's only here for the weekend.
No, it's a goat.
Oh, I thought it was. I'm too far away from the screen. I thought it was a bull. Anyway,
his name is Professor Dinkles, and he triggers people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So so I'm only here for. I'm buried in work shit.
No problem.
So I'm only here for about 20 minutes, but I figured I'd pop in and say hi. I will not do the goat voice. Sorry.
Right. Here's the 20 minutes, right? So you got 20 minutes. Give us your brief over thoughts up to tonight's episode.
I've already forgotten what happened this week. It was that memorable. Okay, well, where do we start? Well, the episode ripped off at least 3 other episodes, being Vincent and the Doctor, Amy's Choice, and The Power of 3. So Chibs ripped himself off this week. This is a record book for even the diversity strategy, because I believe there was not a single straight white male in the entire episode. Even Ian Geller, he was on Game of Thrones, who played the dude. I just call him Finger Dude. But yeah, he's gay. So even he was under the strategy. So literally for the first time ever, because we at least had one last week, no straight white males aside from Graham in this episode whatsoever. So they hit the ground running there. It was dull. The pacing and tone was all over the place. There were instances with Finger Dude where I was saying, well, you know what? This is atmospheric, so maybe they'll go somewhere with this. And then in the next scene, they cut to Whittaker overacting, and it completely ruins the thing. So I will say not the worst episode this series, but typical Whittaker and Chibnall, just forgettable crap. So that would be my summation.
Right, get out me live stream right now for that.
Okay, good.
Go.
Noel, do we disagree again?
You said you hang on. You're saying this is not bad this week. Why is everybody saying this is not bad this week? This is not Doctor Who standard. Have you all learned is a standard or something?
Wait,
call it out.
Hated it.
I hated it, dude. I'm just saying it's not the worst we've had this season. That has yet to be broken. No, this episode was shit.
It just wasn't as shitty as some of the other shitty episodes.
Yes, I believe we had this conversation last week.
No,
the episode was crap. Finger Dude had some nice atmospheric scenes, and that was it. Oh yes, and here's something that I found quite amusing. So this is supposed to be about mental health. So let's compare this to Vincent and the Dark Doctor, which horrifically enough is now 10 years old. So that was an episode that earned its I won't even call it virtue signaling in that point, but that's one that earned a mental health call out and number at the end. This one didn't even do that. Okay, Yaz is sad because she's bullied. Yeah. Who wasn't? It's Ryan's friend is sad because he's having nightmares.
True.
Who doesn't? This is like Rosa. This at the end of Rosa with that bullshit musical interlude at the end. This is the same as that. If you're depressed, call this number. Yes, I'm depressed because I've watched this goddamn series. But yeah, just more of the same. I'm looking forward to seeing what the ratings are going to be. I am predicting this one will be below 3.5. If it goes below 3, we'll have a celebration because I can't believe anybody other than us is still watching this shit.
Wow, you think it's going to fall that low? I like last week was 3.96. I think the depreciation rate will probably bring it to like 3.9, 3.85, 3.9.
Well,
I don't see it going to 3.5. I'd love it to go 3.5. I'd love it to go under 3, but I don't see it.
It's there's only been one episode that made it under 3. That was in the disaster. That was series 10. Oh God, which episode was that?
It was Eaters of Light. Eaters of Light, but that one had a very strong bump from iPlayer, so it ended up at
it went up to 4.73 according to what I have right here.
Wait, no, I got 5.12. What I'm looking at.
You might be looking at the plus 28. Possibly.
Yeah, okay,
I'm looking at Wikipedia, which I think is just the 7-day consolidated. But yeah, no, that episode in the overnights that was below 3.
Right. But the Jodie bots will always go for the plus 4. So like to compare apples to apples, yeah, I think we should do that for Capaldi as well.
Yeah. Oh well, did everybody see the video by oh God, I forget his name again, Babyface something or other this week, who actually did the numeric breakdown?
I did. That was really good.
Yep. So
I'm trying to get him on the channel. Actually, I'm gonna try get him on this channel. He's bleeding hilarious.
Yeah. Oh no,
I'm just looking now. It was 4.73 for the consolidated, and the plus 28 is 5.12. That's the lowest rating. So that's what we've got to hope that I'm sure she's going to hit go below that number this season, and also the season average is going to be the lowest season average. Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to I like put out my thumbnails when they do that.
Yep.
Worst Doctor ever.
Do you think, guys, that they will cancel? They might cancel it after this season.
Oh, I kind of hope so.
I know. I'm in the same feeling about it. I'd like to see it canceled.
It's not going to happen. What's going to happen? There are the rumors that Series 3 will not take place until 2020. I've seen that floating around this week, and possibly the fall. So we're looking at 3 years. But what I think will happen is the BBC, like, we could hope that they would do a complete, soft reboot after this, which in that case, the almost 3 years makes sense because it gives space from this disaster. Or the other possibility could be they're not going to cancel it. They're going to do some special crap like they did to keep David Tennant on for an extra year and have those 2 or 3 years from now. I could see that happening.
I just want to give a special shout out to all the J-bots that are actually watching right now. My viewers have shot up. Well done.
Our fan club is here. Hey guys, how's it going?
As soon as you popped on, they all jumped in and they're accusing me of all sorts. Welcome along, you triggered little swines.
Hi. Hello, my friends. How are you this week? I honestly, I don't even have to say anything because, a lot of my followers have taken y'all to task. And I must say, if we need any more evidence that you have completely lost the argument, when you resort to what you pieces of shit resorted to this week, which is literally now just name calling, you're pathetic. So we're all having a good laugh. You've proven yourselves for what you are. And Welka and Noel will thank you for the view numbers. So thank you very much, Noel. We've got 137 watching.
Brilliant. Keep coming. That's what I say. And keep listening.
And I'm only here for a brief time, J-Bot, so like 20 minutes. So get your insults in now.
That's it.
Oh, here's one now.
What's it say? What's it say?
So you're a minority, but you're complaining that the show has minorities. That's supposed to be plural. So you got that incorrect. That is a direct quote from the Talking Goat, and you got the quote wrong, so good on you. Have a great day.
It's crazy, right? They're all crazy. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, no, that one was legit. Okay, I do apologize. That was legit. I thought that I can't tell anymore.
This is what I mean. Like, it's like some people are making jokes, but you don't know what they're doing. By the way, Mod, do us a favor. We'll just put all the channels up on the old chat there. You know, I'm looking at the chat now. I've got it on my YouTube channel now, so if there's any trolls, I'll be here as well. But it's funny. They've nothing better to do. Listen, if you are enjoying the show so much, I thought you'd be actually watching it again for a second and a third and a fourth time because she's that brilliant that you can't get enough of her. But you actually have a lot of time to troll, so it mustn't be that good.
No one's watching these episodes the second and third time. No one. No. I mean, I have to go through and to write notes to do a recap and review. Oh, God, I've got to do that tomorrow morning. Only 3 more times after this. Only 3 more times.
Yeah.
Well, no one's rewatching this garbage.
Yeah, my review won't be up until Saturday because my work schedule will be going to 12 hours a day, Monday to Friday. So I will be offline, which actually is good. It's going to be a great week.
Yeah,
I get to revisit this on Saturdays now.
Well, it will strike you. You don't have a job. You know, you don't. I
don't have a job, and I do what is currently. Oh, that's what we're going to go with this week. Yeah, I was wondering when you were going to go there. I guess the other one.
They do that here. Listen, they've been accusing me of that as well. They say that they have video evidence and all this crap.
Y'all are aware what projection is, right? Because the people that speak out most against certain things are those which have perpetrated those things in the first place. So I'm very disappointed, person whose name I won't mention.
But listen.
Yeah, go on, Maggie.
Yeah, can we talk about something else? I'm just asking the question, right? Even if they do cancel it, whether it be this year, next year, or in 10 years, well, whatever, right. In 3 years' time, they're still going to bring the Doctor back as a female. Do you think that's going to change?
I don't think they will bring the Doctor back as a female.
I hope so, but what do you guys think?
I don't know. It's so hard to tell, you know, the kind of craziness they do. So they could go. You know, you keep thinking common sense is going to break through, and they're going to realize how much they failed.
But that's the thing. I don't think they're going to do it because
I don't think so. I mean,
they'll be admitting
my
defeat.
Guess would be it's going to be the Roof Doctor will take over for season 13.
I hope not. I really do.
But she got her 2 years. She's done her 2 years, so she can go. You know, she did what she committed to do. I mean, Christopher Eccleston got one. People didn't really, you know, people were upset that he left, but they got over pretty quick enough. These J-bots, you know, who cares if they get upset? We'll get over it. We'll be actually jumping up and down. We'll be having parties.
But you would think after Series 11 they would have learned their lesson. Look what a failure that was.
No, here's the thing, Blue Bonnet, that would have been too early.
But this is the reason why I think
would have admitted defeat.
If they replace the Doctor with a man, they will be admitting defeat, and I don't think the BBC is going to do that. And I'm sad.
They won't.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I don't think so because that's why we got the second Doctor in this series.
But it's still a woman. So. It's still a woman.
Yeah, the second Doctor was a woman in the series, so they're not going to have another woman Doctor for the next series. They'll have a male Doctor. Trust me.
I hope so.
Bolstrak, what do you think
about changing the gender?
Well, do you think the next incarnation will be a male?
Well, if they want to save the show, yes.
Your prediction, though.
My prediction is if this Doctor ends after 2 series, they're going to stick with the female Doctor, and I think they're going to double down even further than they have with this Doctor.
I agree.
Yeah, if the show goes on hiatus,
that's what I'm worried about. I really am because
I don't know. Maybe I'm just different. I think that they've seen that this is a calamity. Why would they just double down?
Can I tell you why I think? Here's why I think. Here's why I think they may not only make future Doctors female, they may go even a step further. The reason why is because from their perspective, and I'm going to probably try to put together a video about this, from their perspective, and this is how you have to kind of see it. And if you read enough articles, you'll probably start to get this opinion as well. From their perspective, the negativity about this series and other shows such as Charlie's Angels, how that was a flop. If you read the director's opinion about why that failed, and you read other comments from other people in the industry, they truly believe that these shows are failing because there are trolls that are literally there are trolls infiltrating and influencing people's opinions, or they're even saying Rotten Tomatoes is able to kill movies. This is how stupid it is. They're saying so they are committed to this belief that not only are they doing the right thing, that any failure, they don't take responsibility for it. It's the fault of the people who are against them, who aren't real, who aren't even real objective, real people with real opinions. They're blaming trolls, and they don't believe. They believe that anyone who is critical, who has a very critical opinion of the show, is a troll. So no, they're not going to take ownership of the failure. They're, in my opinion, they're more than likely going to double down. And, I would not be surprised at all if they picked a female and even went as, who knows where they'll go.
A dolphin.
Yep. A dolphin.
That would be more entertaining than Jodie Whittaker.
The Doctor has had a penguin as his companion, so.
Yeah.
I just think that if they are going to double down,
right,
I hope that they get a really good actress to play the Doctor, because they've been failing so far.
Nobody will care then. Nobody's going to care.
No one's going to be watching it.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm not watching another female Doctor. They tried it. Didn't work for me.
Tom Ellis. Tom Ellis. I want Tom Ellis to be the next Doctor, personally.
Like if it is a female next year and the year after, if people want me to review it, then fine, I'll put myself through that torture because
what they're looking.
If it's 3 years from now, I don't see myself having any interest in doing it at that point. But there is good news from Hollywood, because I have a feeling we're watching the biggest woke disaster right now in Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
Does anybody see?
Oh yeah, it's not doing so well. Although apparently it's not so woke. The actual movie.
Oh no, that's what's funny about it. Well, I've heard both because I know
the movie's
Gary went to go see it, and apparently it's subtle wokeness all over. But what killed this movie was the marketing around it.
Right.
And McGregor, Obi-Wan, God knows how many hundreds of millions of dollars he cost that movie with the press. But I think this is going to be the final implosion from Hollywood at this point.
Here's hoping.
They can't deny it.
Yeah, here's hoping. I mean, I saw it, and it was. I mean, there wasn't much woke stuff in there, but it's a terrible movie. You didn't care about anyone. It was awful. So
I heard it's kind of like a double episode of a CW show.
Well, actually, it's slightly better than a CW show, but it's absolute shit. Because how could you care about someone that goes around murdering people and having a laugh? How could you care about anyone?
People watched Dexter and they loved him.
I know, but Dexter's different. Dexter had a whole thing going with him.
Yeah.
This is just some mad, stupid woman going around doing crap.
Well, again, if they put her in like outfits that make her look attractive, that's normally how you get away with it.
But they took that away because we can't sexualize women.
Yeah, I know. Really? Okay, so if you don't want me to gaze, I won't give you the money. Fine. I guess that's how it's going to work.
But that is true. That is true. I mean, literally, Black Canary. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know what they're thinking about Huntress as well. Oh my God, really, this film should be stripped off the face of the earth, destroyed, everything from the video cassettes to the actual film.
I view this as a good thing.
Okay.
I view this as a good thing because DC, God help DC.
Yeah.
They fixed it for 2 movies and 1 movie, which was still DC Warner, but not part of the DC EU. So for 3 movies plus Wonder Woman, minus that other crap. So you got your shit together. Then you bring this on. But thank you for bringing this on, DC, because after this, Charlie's Angels, Terminator, Dark Fate, nobody can argue that this works. And as soon as your stockholders and investors, even though they haven't included in already, but they should have, will realize nobody wants to go see this crap, then we are seeing a turnaround.
Yeah. It's not that nobody wants to see they can't sell it that way. If they're marketing it as woke crap and people don't buy it, that's really the death knell of it.
Yeah.
I was just saying yesterday, right? I don't understand why women can't be sexy anymore. What's up with that?
Oh, good. No, because that's exploitative.
It's objectifying.
How?
It's objectifying women in their eyes.
Yeah.
They don't
Isn't the point that if a woman is comfortable with this, then we should let the woman do whatever the woman feels comfortable doing?
Yep.
If she's forced into it, then obviously there's a morality issue there, and then fair enough. But if a woman is comfortable of looking sexy in a movie, I mean, for example, Margot Robbie, right, in Suicide Squad, she said something about our costume. She said that she felt uncomfortable doing that scene and all this crap. Well, then you shouldn't be playing Harley Quinn.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because the character in the comic books is scantily clad.
Yeah,
I mean, she's got tight clothing. It's like, that's the character.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot, she's gorgeous, and she's just wearing a bathing suit. Let's face it, and she looks fantastic, right? So
and hear that crap coming out of home now. Oh, I don't look the woman suit. I should wear pants.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It is possible because look at Wonder Woman. That was a huge success, and she was just basically wearing a bathing suit. Let's face it.
Do you know what?
I don't understand.
Now, if you ask the director of Charlie's Angels why Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel were successful, which in her eyes they were. It's because those were genres that appealed to males. They were male genres. That's what she said, which is stupid, but that's what that's what she said. I don't agree.
Marvel never appealed to anybody,
right?
But in her eyes,
Wonder Woman's a good example.
Well, yeah, Wonder Woman, but in her eyes, she thought that Captain Marvel was a success. Well, compared to Charlie's Angels, Doctor Who was a success. This incarnation of Doctor Who is a success, but no, it's just the stupidity. No, I look. These are people who you're saying that if this is a failure, if this Birds of Prey is a failure, maybe this will be. No, this is not going to be the tipping point. I guarantee you this will not be the tipping point because they're still convinced that people that are opposed are being that these failures are not the result of legitimate opinions. That's what they think.
Again, the thing from the BBC was that where Russian bots and extreme right wing. It's just crazy.
Here's the most legitimate thing that I've read related to that I thought, well, okay, I can kind of see why they would think that because they believe that people on 4chan are organizing large scale review bombs. Now I can almost see some legitimacy to that, but it doesn't explain why everywhere you turn on YouTube, if you look up reviews, there's no dearth of people who hate a lot of this bullshit.
Yep.
Yeah, but they're in their own bubble, though. They can't see outside their own bubble. That's the people working in Hollywood.
That is a problem. Yeah. Rotten Tomatoes, by the way, they're back up to the audience scores back up to 16%.
Since they
they tampered with it again.
They reset it again.
But again, 16% once again. Okay, listen. Can I introduce some good news?
Go on, Ed.
I just did my prize draw to win.
Yes, competition
the
time.
E-Space trilogy, 3 stonking great stories, Full Circle, State of Decay, and Warriors Gate. And you can see Tom Baker and Lala Ward's marriage explode and implode as they're filming it. It really, really does. And the winner it's Gary Hewitt. Gary Hewitt, are you here?
He is. He was here earlier. He was earlier in the chat. He was actually commenting there. Gary, congratulations. Get in touch with the rabbi there, and he will get that off to you. What's for next week?
What's for next week? I chose a bit of a weird one.
Right.
This is something that is a bit of a speciality item. It's Syl in a standalone drama. Came out this year with Sophie Aldred as a kind of weirdly sexy. What's the word? Draconian. It's not bad. It's really weird. It's kind of fun to watch. So the hashtag would be to win this one. You have to go to my channel, subscribe to my channel, and the hashtag will be, what should the hashtag be for Syl? Marshmallows?
Yeah.
Let's say marshmallows.
Yeah, something funny. There you go.
Right, so you can win this next week.
Subscribe, hashtag marshmallow. You'll be in for a chance to win that great Blu-ray there. That is absolutely weird. You'll probably need
It is weird, yes.
Prepare yourself for the weirdness. If you want, go to my channel. I do a review on it. I did the review around Christmas time, a bit before. So, and that gives you more. Oh, just look at the trailer. It's so freaking weird. But if you like Syl from what was it, Vengeance on Varos and Mindwarp? It's Noah Shaban. He's really good in it. I mean, he knows the role very well. It's just a lot of Syl.
That's crazy.
Right, Gary, if you're here in the chat, Gary Hewitt, if you're here in the chat, could you please get in touch with, I don't know if he's still here. Hold on, sometimes you can type in their names and it tells you if they're actually still here. So we'll see if he's still...
and if Nameless Entity is in the chat. You
won a couple of weeks ago as well. Nameless Entity,
I've got it right here for you. If I don't hear from you by next week, I think we'll give it away again.
I think that's fair enough, yeah. But Nameless Entity, I think he popped up on one of the streams. I'll see if he's in one, if he commented on one of my videos. and I'll get in touch with him. And
right, yeah, I mean, I sent him a message or two.
Scott is actually trying to give me nightmares.
Yeah, I was like, well, that just took a wonderful turn. Thank you.
Has one of those fingers gone into my ear? Suddenly Jodie's there.
Yeah, as I said earlier on, wet willies all around. What?
Wet willies.
It's not good. That's scary. Very scary.
Yeah, there's many a adult themed joke you could make with this week, but this is a kid's show, so
I know. Yeah, we read an article by the Independent Ed Power that we actually thought was kind of a reliable kind of journalist, but he gave off in 55 a 4 out of 5. He gave this episode, what was it? 3 out of 5? Oh no, 2 out of 5. He slammed this week's episode, but he praised off in 55. So his credibility as a journalist
right down the toilet.
Everything else gets a 4 out of 5. Spyful 1 and 2. They get 4 out of 5. So everything does, apart from this week. I guess it just wasn't woke enough for him.
Yeah, probably wasn't.
Yeah, because Orphan 55, we had the whole environmental thing. We're going to turn into Russian dregs or whatever the hell.
Shrek, yeah, and everybody on the panel, I you know my feelings on it because I already spoke about it. But we were speaking about, you were talking about Vincent and the Doctor and how they handled the whole mental health issue and depression. The fact that Jodie Whittaker's doctor kind of dismissed Graham as well when he was talking about
I got that too.
Yeah, I mean,
I literally thought she was going to say something to him. I literally thought that she was going to say something. When she went to the console, I thought, come on, here it comes, and nothing. How weird is that?
I think they just wrote it so badly.
I'm just trying to ask, but is it just written badly, or it's again, as I said, I think this all seemed to be shoehorned in. I don't know, maybe the series was complete and then it wasn't woke enough and then they wanted to get more messages in. They seem to just shoehorn these things in. I thought it must have been
encouraging because without all the stuff about mental health, it was 30 minutes long.
I thought she was going to go to the console, get her sonic screwdriver out, zap him and say, right, you don't have it anymore. I thought she was going to do that.
You mean something that the Doctor would do?
Yeah.
I think it was shoehorned in, though. I do, because, they had all these reshoots. They had all these reshoots, and it would make sense.
I would love a tell-all book saying what really happened with this era.
Yeah. What are you going to say, Post-Trek?
Oh, no, I was just saying, and this is, I've been known for being somewhat pessimistic, but I'm almost wondering if the way she handled Graham, if that was a subtle way of ignoring the white dude that had the problem. And I don't think it's, given the way the series has gone the last 2 years, I don't think that's too far of a stretch.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I honestly thought she was going to cure him. I thought she was going to go to the console, pull something out, and go, right, you don't have it anymore.
Most other doctors probably would have in a scene like that.
Well, she can do all kinds of cool things now, so I'm sorry she didn't just touch him and, heal him like she's Jesus or something.
Bostrek, what did you think? Listen, Bostrek, what did you think of the Force bit where her sonic screwdriver went to her hand like the Force? What do you reckon?
Oh, that was very Ray Skywalker-ish. Oh wait, and before I say I can't stay much longer, but another thing that actually I burst out laughing in this episode, what was with that animated story time sequence?
Yeah.
What the hell? It was weird.
It's like they ran out of money.
Yeah.
I had a theory on that because those photographs of those two people were seen. We just didn't see their faces, and it was around the time of the Chaos in Cardiff business. So I don't know. Maybe Chibnall wasn't there. They just thought they'd put something in, try to be clever, explain the plot to the dumb idiots that actually watch this show, and we're idiots for watching it as well because we're getting dumber every week we watch it. What are we doing to ourselves? Seriously.
Literally, this is the second short stream that I've done on this, and after I went live, I'm like, Holy crap! I've already forgotten this episode. It's like watching Picard last week. I had to watch it again because my brain just it's like subconsciously I view this stuff as so insignificant that my brain just erases it as soon as it's done. I had to go to my notes.
Actually, we've been watching Picard. Myself and Jason actually review it on Rabbi's channel with him. But interesting question to ask you, actually, Ballstrike, is Picard better than Doctor Who?
Well, okay. So before I leave, I'll go back to the story time that I gave on the last stream. So if anybody remembers, I was mentioning in videos around the 1st of this year, which was 1 month and 9 days ago. 2020 it's going to be a better year. Things are going to turn around. Well, this is the gods of fandom hating our guts because we're watching both Star Trek and Doctor Who completely eviscerate themselves at the same time. In terms of which is worse, well, they both destroyed canon. Star Trek Picard destroyed the character of Picard. It's destroyed Starfleet. It's destroyed the Federation. It destroyed Vasquez Rocks, which I thought was really funny.
Yeah.
To talk about unearned fan service, and why would you be putting a shack right next to a massive historical monument?
That's right.
I did love the scene, and sarcastic love, when they're on the ship and Picard refuses to sit in the captain's chair. I'm like, yes, you old white dude, you go over there in the corner. I love the way he quit Starfleet, where he just doesn't give a shit. The acting was terrible. So, oh God.
What about the ship? It looked like a warehouse.
Yeah, this is a tough one.
They had vaping.
This is the second series of Jodie Whittaker. But I'd actually have to say, so far,
I would have to say
all its flaws. I think Picard is better right now than Doctor Who.
I think it is. I think Doctor Who makes me angrier because the Doctor Who Jodie bot fan base comes with it, whereas nobody cares about Star Trek Picard. So
yeah, if you were about to say Picard was a more difficult watch, you and I would probably have to have a talk because there's no way.
There are good things about Picard. Like
no, it's not even that. I agree. It's not an easy watch, but come on, compared to Doctor Who, watching Jodie Whittaker destroy every scene she's in, yeah, Picard's a piece of cake. I could all day.
I agree.
Yeah, I think Picard is objectively a better show.
Yeah, it is.
But it's like saying, would you rather freeze to death or be burnt to death?
Would you rather?
Yeah, I'm not really into either.
No, I would rather freeze to death. Yep, there you go. I'll answer that. I live in Canada. Climate change. It's going to happen.
Or a hard poo? Which would you rather? Squishy or hard?
I don't like that
squishy.
I don't like that
much better. Okay, there's more cleanup, but it's less painful.
That ship in Picard is crap. It looks like a warehouse, and they've just put chairs on the first floor. It really does look bad. It really does look bad.
We said this when he beamed onto the second ship and he played the Next Generation team.
Oh yeah. Well, how about the vaping and the sunglasses?
I know the vaping. Yeah, when we mean sunglasses, because we have had sunglasses in Trek before. Because people put their screenshots up, I'd actually forgotten. But the difference is Romulans don't get.
Are you talking about the screenshot of Picard?
Yeah.
No. Well, that's a behind the scenes shot from Star Trek.
Oh, is it? Also, they tried to.
Yeah. It wasn't actually in the show.
You know that woman from.
I haven't seen it in a while.
The scientist woman.
What you doing?
She's obviously a double crosser, isn't she? The
she's been programmed or something like that.
Yeah.
She's like she didn't just turn up. As
yeah.
So yeah, I would like. It would be nice if it wasn't because that's too obvious. But the show isn't that self-aware, so you could see where all this is going. And I just love new hipster captain who looks like other android girls' Romulan boyfriend. I thought they were the same character, just minus the ears.
Yeah.
I do like that Romulan character though. I do like that guy. He has something about him. We were saying when we were reviewing it, if it was a bit more focused on him, maybe. you know, it'd probably be a better show with the ball.
There's a lot more focus on him. We get rid of Picard altogether, make a show around the ball cube and him. And
I did say it would make no difference if you took Picard out of this story and didn't call it Picard, and it was a different show. You know, I don't think there would be such a huge backlash against it. It's the fact that it is Picard, obviously, but he's too old. And I'm sorry, I'm not. I know I do say people talk about, you know.
No, that's
he is. He unfortunately, you can see it in the scenes, and they seem to be. I know he has stunt doubles, but even as I said, remember even in the first episode when he's running up those stairs, man, and he's panting away. I'm sorry. I know some people say, that was acting. I wouldn't be surprised if that was genuine. He probably walked up first flight of stairs or something, and that was it. He's done. He doesn't have what he had back then to pull this off. As I said, 10 years ago, this show probably would have worked, but it's
that character Hugh, by the way? Is that Hugh?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally pointless.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that too. Yeah, I'm going to have to head off in a few minutes, but yeah, just touching on Picard. You're right, Noel. I think even 5 years they could have done it because he's 79.
Yeah.
So and now Patrick Stewart, he looks very good for his age, but and you can. The thing that I noticed more than anything is one of the things that made the character of Picard was the authority of Stewart's voice. He doesn't have that anymore. He has his voice is faded to the point that authority is completely gone. So I think had they done this 5 years ago, say even maybe when they were doing X-Men Days of Future Past, which was that was shot in 2013. Back then he could have done it.
Yeah.
Now unfortunately it's too late. And if this show say goes for 3 seasons, he'll be 81, 82, 83, depending on how far it goes. So
he's going to die, obviously, right?
Yeah. And I think it was there was a chance rather than doing Star Trek Discovery. Maybe if they would have done this, maybe if they had more characters from TNG in the show could have worked. But even look at Riker in the short clip. I'm like, good God, he looks just as old as Stewart. And he's like 15 years younger. But yeah, so it's as I talk about losing my voice, which happens every week. But yeah, it's just it was an opportunity. That opportunity is lost, and it diminishes the character. Because
did you see that clip I sent you, Bolstrek? The clip with Patrick Stewart was on that show with the ladies and
The View.
Oh, yeah, The View. Did you see that clip I sent you?
Let's see. Was that in here?
Yeah,
you
asked
Whoopi
Goldberg live on television if she wants to star in season 2, and she starts nearly crying and everything, given all the part that works. It's
who was that? Who was asking that?
Whoopi Guinan is coming back. Whoopi Goldberg's coming back for series 2.
Oh yeah, no, I think that rumor's been around for I think.
Yeah, well, he asked her live on The View if she'd come back and do season 2, and she accepted.
That's the clip I sent you, Bolstrek.
Okay, was that DM'd?
Yeah. On I think it was on Twitter. I sent it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was. I missed a lot of tweets this week because I was getting buried by various things, which shall go nameless. But yeah, I'll look it up because I think I'd seen a picture of it, but I hadn't watched the actual clip.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll check that out.
Well, it's a shame, really. You guys are right. They should have done it like 10 years ago, 5 years ago, but.
And again, poor old Whoopi is getting on as well. I know she's on the show, but she's getting on as well. It's like, leave them alone. Like, just create a different show. Like, if you want to bring the cast back, right, you should have brought them all back for one series, as I said. You have to go on one final mission that links into the next generation, an episode in the next generation where it actually makes fucking goddamn sense, right? Yep. And get them to go on this last lead mission, do one series, and let them go out go out on a high, or if you want to kill them off once it's done properly, I think people will be happy enough with it, but that's the way they should have went.
Just kill one. Just kill one of them, in my opinion.
Shatner was great, says Jason. Best captain ever. I agree. He still is the best captain. I mean, Picard was a great captain, but Shatner is a great captain. But I have a soft spot for Janeway because she did actually break the Prime Directive a couple of times.
Yeah,
she bent the rules, but she clearly broke the Prime Directive.
Yeah.
But I like Janeway. She didn't get much. Unfortunately, with Janeway, with that character, it didn't get much character development. They concentrated more on obviously 7 of 9 of the Doctor because, as I said, what's his name? Rick Berman was actually going out with Yawan at the time. So yeah.
Well, you have to give us 7 of 9 brought in a massive ratings boost where the show was in danger of becoming a Star Trek Enterprise. They were seriously considering canceling it at the end of season 3, and then they brought in 7 of 9, which for various reasons people enjoyed watching, and then it was back to life.
Don't get me wrong, it's awful, but it's my guilty pleasure. I have to say, there's a lot of filler episodes, but I think everybody that'll agree that has watched it, there's some gems in there. There's some
the good episodes are brilliant. It does have some of the best Star Trek out there. Oddly, I'd say half of them involve the holodeck. But yeah, they do have brilliant stories.
Yeah,
that was a good one. Do you remember the one where the ship breaks into all the different parallels? Seska comes back for that one. Do you remember? Then there was the holodeck one where they think it's a hollow story, but it turns out Seska rigs it, and then they're really in danger. And all the future episodes were actually pretty good.
Year of Hell that's the direction they actually should have gone in.
Yeah.
Rather than be what largely was an alternate timeline in a 2-part episode. If they had dragged Year of Hell out to 1 or 2 seasons, I think the show, because it didn't really evolve too much as it went on. But anyways, guys, I got to get back to work, so
listen, Professor Dinkles, we'll call you Professor.
I'm not doing the Dinkles voice.
You don't need to, but your avatar is Professor Dinkles, so I'm going to.
He does.
So good night, Professor Dinkles. Thank you for coming on. Pleasure having you on, always. And listen, you enjoy it. Well, I know you're going to be working hard, but you enjoy your break from YouTube, and we will see you soon.
Yes, I am taking a break from YouTube by doing actual work. So fun time.
Okay, it was nice seeing you both.
Yeah, the best, you guys.
Yeah, take care, mate. Take care, mate.
See you later, pal. Oh, there's still 123 good people watching. Do us a favor, guys. If you haven't liked the stream or disliked the stream, which way you want to do it, just do it anyway. And if you're new to the channel watching, please subscribe to the channel and subscribe to every panelist as well. They all put out some great content. Guys, just want to actually tell people what's coming up. I know you will probably want to finish up soon, but just want to let people know what's up and coming on your channel.
I'll
go ahead, Robin.
Well, yeah, I got my Doctor Who review will be out tomorrow, but I just started watching Lock and Key, so I'm going to be reviewing all of those. I got the final episode of The Witcher I'm putting up. I put up a good video. Well, I linked it. Talking about the conspiracy theories that Star Trek Picard is based on. Basically you could just expect reviews or whatever's like outrage of the day that I'm going to scream into the computer about. Will be on my channel.
That's it. Why not? That's what we're here for. We're here to also entertain as well as be informative, as they say. Blue Bonnet.
I just be reviewing this crappy episode tomorrow at some point, and the video may be out tomorrow or during the week. And then I'm starting a new series called Doctor Rewatch, where I take a classic episode or newer episode that I've kind of slated, I put to the side, I watched it one time and rewatching it, studying it, and then just giving a review. So I'll probably have another one of those. I did Matt Smith the 11th Hour, so because I wasn't a huge fan of that.
Yeah, I suggested that.
Right. So I'm almost done watching it, and then I'll have the review this weekend.
You know what? It'll be actually very interesting. What you should do after the 4th series when you watch it is to actually review it again and see your opinions change on Matt Smith the second time. I'm telling you, you'll get people watching because you Because you're obviously not a fan of Matt Smith. You said he's not your favorite Doctor, so this would be a great time. You're actually watching it again. So
maybe no, but I mean, are you talking about the new series or Matt Smith's era?
Matt Smith, I didn't mean.
Oh, okay. I was okay. I could do that.
Through that, Jesus Christ!
Yeah, because I thought you meant series 11
he's talking
and 12.
about Matt Smith.
Oh, okay, I can do that.
Yeah, and then you could do it again because we know that because you've said it, and I've even talked to you about it. You said that he's not really your favorite Doctor, so I'm just thinking, well, if you're watching it again, you might as well review it again. See, does your opinion change?
Yeah, it might grow on you.
It might grow on you.
Well, I mean, some of the episodes from his era I love, so I won't be reviewing those. I mean, obviously I love those, but I mean the ones that I'm just like, yeah, it was okay, but you know, I'm rewatching them and seeing if my opinion's changed. You know, since I've got.
I think what I'm asking you to do is look more carefully at his performance. More, you know.
Oh yeah, I'm doing that. I'm doing that as well.
And say, because I say, be interested to see if your point of view actually does change or will it remain the same. Jason, you've obviously got your channel up and going now, my son.
Yeah.
What have you been coming up on it?
Well, I've been threatening to put another video out for a little while, but I've been a little slow to do it. Just other stuff has kind of taken that priority. But I am looking at of putting a video that I think might be of interest to not just people who are into Doctor Who, but other sci-fi stuff who are kind of fed up with a lot of Hollywood shenanigans. Yeah. And it would be related to touched on a little bit of that tonight, but it would be related to, you know, Hollywood's perspective on I guess the shows like Doctor Who and where they stand and sort of a state of the union, so to speak, of where Hollywood is at. I think it would be interesting to have, you know, quotes from directors and quotes from various figures in Hollywood to show, like, look, this is where these guys are at. But that's kind of what I'm thinking about working on. So that might be the next step.
That actually sounds very interesting. That sounds very intriguing. Can't wait to actually see that. But the question I actually have for you is, when you're doing another UFO stream?
Well, I might do that on. I don't have a lot of watchers, as you can imagine, because I've got very few subscribers. But if I do that, it'll probably be on. I would invite you to come on my channel and drag along your all 1,600 of your subscribers and join me on my channel. And not just for marketing, but mainly because I think we're probably more into the UFO stuff than Bluebonnet might be. And that would be an interesting discussion.
No, I'd love to do it, y'all. If you want to do UFO streams, man, I'll do UFO streams. Which I know Doomcock and Neurotic, Gary from Neurotics do the one called the Exozone. I mean, we could do our own one if that's what you want to do.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And stuff. So if you want to bring tomorrow or later on, let me know. We can come up with something.
What's your channel called?
You know, if you look up JC Scott, I don't really have I don't have a spicy name. I haven't a spicy name.
Mega Geek, all the channels are actually being thrown into the
Lord. Oh, is it? Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah.
So you'll find them if you scroll up. Chuckzilla has put them in there. Okay. Have you got? By the way, I have been watching Rebecca Gold, so I want to give that little mini series a shout out. If you haven't watched Mega Geeks at Rebecca Gold, the channel is called Rebecca Gold. Check it out. It's do you know what? I have to say right now, no, because and this is no disrespect. The Mega Geek will understand this. You get sent things right, and they say, "Oh, watch this. This is mine," and you're kind of like, "Ah." What if it's bad? You don't, you don't want to be the one to say, "Listen, mate, you know, it kind of nice try, but no, right?" But genuinely, from start to finish, I was actually captivated. She's actually Kate Sheridan. That's the lead actress in this. She is brilliant. She kicks ass in it. It's as he said, it's not woke. I would really suggest that you go and check it out. He's hoping to do a second series, but obviously the star of the show, very busy woman, and
she is.
Actually, an interview popped up when I was checking YouTube. She did an interview talking actually about Rebecca Gold. There's an interview out there, so check that out as well. Well, have you got anything coming up on your channel? Anything at all, or
if you go to Rebecca, the Rebecca Gold channel, there's loads of interviews with her and stuff like that. But I'm going to be on Daniel's channel on Friday, together with Keith Isles, who plays Hamilton in Rebecca Gold. I'm hoping to get Katie on as well. So we're going to be talking to Daniel on Friday. I think it's 9 o'clock. So if you want to tune into that, because he's just started his channel, so I thought I'd give him a hand. You know what I mean?
That's absolutely fantastic, and well done, Daniel. Congratulations, man.
Yeah.
He deserves it, because Daniel is one of the, nicest guys in the fandom, and he deserves every bit of look that he gets. Well done, man.
Yeah,
I'm tuning in anyway, because it'll be interesting actually to see this happen, man. Nice one. Nice one. All subscribe to Daniel's channel there, please, as well. Actually, he's not on the panel tonight, but actually subscribe to his channel if you want to catch that interview. Monday, is it? Say Monday?
It's Friday. This Friday.
This Friday. There you go. This Friday. What time?
9 o'clock.
Right.
9 o'clock.
What I'll do is then I will cancel my stream Friday, and I will cancel my stream Friday. Everybody head over to Daniel's channel. On Friday. I'm cancelling my stream on Friday. There'll be no stream for me Friday. I might bump it up to Thursday or maybe a Saturday, but I'm not going to interrupt this stream. No way. Because I want to watch it.
But Jason,
I go around at 10 o'clock and you'll probably be still interviewing you. So I'm going to be there, Daniel, supporting you.
Say again.
Was again? Yeah. What if you get a chance? Watch Rebecca Gold, and then I've seen that you, young man, has subscribed to my channel, which is really nice of you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Sure. Yeah.
So
we also Omega with a $10 super chat. Keep the faith, he says.
Yeah.
We certainly will. Look at Doctor Who's not. Look, Doctor Who will recover. It's just right now to see it the way it's going is pretty shitty.
It's very tough. It's very tough.
And it's tough as a fan. See, these other fans will say, well, why don't you just walk away? Well, here's the thing, that it's hard because we are fans. You don't just walk away from something because all of a sudden it's going through a rough patch. You don't abandon things. But we're not going to sit here silently and not say anything and not give our grievances. That's not how it works. You know what I mean? The problem with the J-bots is what your side of the argument is that you don't like anybody having a different opinion to you, and that's not how the way a fandom actually works. So, if you say this show isn't for us, yeah, you're right. This show isn't for us. You're right. It isn't for us because it's unacceptable, right? But we're not just going to walk away because that'd be the easy thing to do. Fans don't do that. Real diehard fans stick with something until it gets better. And this will get better again because that's what Doctor Who does best. So, yes, we will keep the faith. I've lost faith over this series. I have. I'm not going to lie. I'm having a love-hate relationship with Doctor Who. It is affecting me watching other Doctor Who right now at the moment. I don't know why, but for some weird reason it is. But I know this is going to get better. Someone will come in and reinvent the show and actually do it properly, and we'll get behind it. They won't always get it right, because this is the thing. They're not always got. Look, I wouldn't mind if half of the season that we got was actually decent, right? And I mean RTD decent or Moffat decent. Yeah. But it's not even RTD or Moffat decent.
You don't get half an episode, let alone half a season.
Yeah, and that's the problem we have with it. And until that changes, it's he's going to continue to do So we have a plan in place. The first phase, I've put it in my Facebook groups. I've already seen that people have already tried to join. As I've already said, Chupzilla is actually in the chat now. So I just want to say, because he's one of me moderators or admins on the groups. Do not accept any new friend requests on any of the Facebook groups for a couple of weeks now, because there's information on those groups that are only for people that don't like this show. I don't want the other side to get whiff of anything we do until it's too late. So the first phase of me plan is on my Facebook groups. If anybody else wants to know what it is, I will text you that information. Okay.
And let me just say one more thing. It's related to this episode before we forget, because it was one of those things that I thought was an interesting point. I mean, Bluebonnet had actually made this point, and I mean, she can elaborate on it. But it was the idea that, like, every episode, Whitaker will explain everything, right?
Yeah.
She has a habit of explaining everything. But your point was that toward the end of the episode, we don't get any sort of. What were you saying?
No, I was saying that, like the whole thing about, didn't get an explanation about how, the whole fear conquers all traps them.
No. Yeah. I mean, but we didn't get an explanation as to, like you were saying, we didn't get an explanation as to how they were trapped.
Right.
Like, she's good about explaining how things work, right?
Like,
what? It didn't have the plot holes that last week had. Last week were just insane plot holes that went from like scene to scene. Didn't make any sense. This one I could watch, and it didn't leap out at me how stupid it was. Until you got to them the trap between the planets.
But you can't shut the woman up any other time. But when you need her to speak, she doesn't speak.
Yeah.
But there's enough Disturbies that they used the piece of animation to actually explain the plot to the audience.
No, because she wasn't in it, physically in it. So actually, that was enjoyable for me.
But I don't know. I think that's lazy. That's kind of lazy, right? And I mean, you could have done this as a two-parter, and you could have actually done that in the first episode. See, again, it's just little things like that for me that fall short. And I mean, have we bar the animation episodes that they actually throw out? I'm trying to think back. Have we ever had anything like that before in Doctor Who?
No, not that I recall. I think it's a budget issue, though.
What is it?
The animation to explain the gods, the little animation story they had in the episode.
The animation was good, but it just seemed out of place in a Doctor Who episode to me.
Yeah.
It just like we were sucked into a different reality. It was like Rick and Morty all of a sudden, but without the sci-fi.
Well, I mean, but to her point,
Rick and Morty I could go for.
To her point, though, I mean, her point was that, look, any other time she won't shut the hell up about how things work. She's got to explain everything. Oh, this gizmo here does this, and she knows everything about everything.
Yeah.
But somehow or another, there's no explanation as to like how she traps them into the cube again, or into this prison, how she imprisons them. It would be interesting to know what was the mechanism that she used, because she can explain everything else. What was the net mechanism that they used to trap them? That would have been interesting. They don't explain much. How do the fingers transmit, how do these fingers transmit nightmares?
I mean, usually she can't shut her up.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. I know.
And seriously, this whole finger thing, you've got to be with the we're going right back to what was his name? Tim Wise.
Tim Shaw.
Tim Shaw. That was Tim Shaw with the teeth in the face.
I mean, General has a thing with fingers and thumbs, obviously, too.
And teeth and faces.
Rabbi, leave us. Rabbi is about to conk out there.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, we gotta go here in a minute too.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna.
I'm gonna say good night.
Anyway.
All right.
Good night, Rabbi. Thanks,
Rabbi. As always, it made watching the episode worthwhile. Thank you for having me on. And I hope to see you guys soon.
Yeah, look forward to the card anyway again. So okay.
Looking forward.
Yep.
We'll see you then.
Bye.
Good luck, Rabbi.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us.
I'm going to go too, guys, because I have to get up tomorrow. So
yeah, I got to get ready for tomorrow.
And we've lost Mega Geek as well.
Yeah.
Does everybody need to go now? Yeah.
Yeah, because I got to get ready for work tomorrow. I got to get dinner and everything. So
looks like it's just going to be
No.
You'll manage.
I always do it.
You still got 100 watchers, so don't let them down.
I won't.
Listen, thanks for having me on, Noel.
No problem, man. Anytime, as I said, and I look forward to your show with Daniel.
Yeah, Jason, thanks, mate.
Yeah,
thanks, Blue.
Thank you.
It was good talk, good chatting.
Yeah, I sign off. All right, take it easy, guys.
Night.
With you. Bye.
Night, Noel.
Thanks, guys, for joining me.
Thanks for having fun.
No problem.
All right. Night.
See you soon. Bye. Now, that's it. All the channels will be put up, obviously, in the live chat. I want to thank all my moderators. We'll go now in about 5 minutes, but I just want to thank all my moderators tonight. Good job. I know you were kept a little bit busy tonight, but absolutely fantastic. It is actually funny, but just thought of something there while it was happening, and it popped into my head. Quite interesting, actually. Yeah, I mean, look, the fallout of this episode, we'll find out tomorrow, obviously. We'll see what the ratings are like. I will definitely go live tomorrow and do a video. I haven't done one in a couple of weeks on the ratings, so I will go live and do one when I actually have the time to actually do it, because tomorrow I have to do a bit of shopping and stuff. So, but when I come back, I will go live. We'll get that video out, and then we'll have the stream later on then. Monday night. Yeah, well, what are we on? We're on Sunday now, aren't we? I get confused sometimes. So we're on Monday now. We'll be on Monday. So I'll see us for Monday's stream as well. Is that it? I think that's really it, isn't it? We got that in the, obviously I was going to put that independent article up, but I'm not going to put it up now. But I will be looking out for some articles. I obviously have a team of people out there as well. I want to give them a shout out that also do a little bit of research for the channel. There's not just me, and we have me moderators as well. Cheryl took the night off tonight. She had a girly night last night with the sisters, so she just took a girly night. You can hear Ted there. Ted hasn't been. We had a storm here last night, so Ted's been unsettled since last night, because we had a big storm here. And here, do you know what? For the 88 of you that have stuck around, here you go. One more little appearance by Ted, if he keeps still. Hold on, buddy. Everybody want to say hello to you, buddy. Here, say hello. Come here. Oh, what are you getting excited for? Stop. Hold on. Do you not want to say hello? Okay, then, come on. Now, buddy. Now. So yeah, as I said, no stream Friday. We will reschedule that one for another day, because we'll be tuning in to watch Daniel's stream as well. So if you haven't subscribed to Daniel's channel, please do so. Subscribe to all the panelists, include my channel if you're new, and thank you if you have subscribed, supported the channel. Alpha Omega, thank you for the super chats, and everybody else that has contributed to the channel over these past few weeks, months I should say. I really appreciate it. So thank you. I will talk to you all soon. Have a good one. And I will leave you with this, guys. Hold on. I will leave you with this, guys. Yeah.
You have all been watching the official Tardis Zone. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Do not forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe for more Doctor Who content.